Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Jesse would like the stage to start the show. Jesse Blake.
Jesse should always have the stage. Here we go.
Theo Epstein.
GM.
Of both Boston.
And
Chicago.
The Bruins and the Blackhawks.
No.
That must have been such a conflict in the Stanley Cup final of 2013.
That would have been a little bit of trouble. He broke the curse in Boston. It was 1918 to 2004.
Wow.
And then last night he broke the curse in Chicago. 1908 to 2016.
That's a bit of a long time.
So what does Bob Stauffer, Oilers radio analyst and host of a Oilers show in Edmonton.
Okay.
They have Oilers shows in Edmonton.
On the radio.
Get out.
Yes.
Okay.
So what
I'll
does
believe
he
it when I
tweet
see it.
last night?
He tweets, "Congratulations, Cubs."
He tweets, as GM, Theo Epstein ends drought in Boston and Chicago. After winning in Boston, Peter Chiarelli has a shot to do the same with the Oilers. Because
they're, what's their drought, 26 years?
it's the same thing, Adam.
Totally the same thing. Well,
Boston's wasn't even the same thing. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I just thought
you
that
know
was
what?
so Edmonton.
You know what?
it's pretty Toronto, too. So I can give him a pass on that
Ours
one.
is kind of justified.
Well, ours is justified.
Toronto, Adam, or self-centered? Because I think the stereotype is
that
we're
Toronto
self-centered.
is. Yes.
Hey, all power to him for trying. You need a bit of a crowbar to get that shoe to fit.
Yeah. That body's not fully buried yet, but we'll give him that somewhat.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky is still very much alive.
yeah. Wayne Gretzky's grandkids he's got one that was just born, right?
There was a video of an 81-year-old man sitting in his chair.
I cried watching that on ESPN. Oh my God.
You could have just cried all night and all morning because there were thousands of videos like that. Dude, even Bill Murray's old. Like, Bill Murray's getting up there.
Bill Murray's looking it, too.
A little bit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, because he is.
He's
allowed
been
to.
born, lived 100 years,
And
never
died.
seen a World Series from the Cubs.
Well, and this is the thing. So this 81-year-old, I was just waiting for the part of the video where he talks about how there was a 30-plus year drought before he was born.
Wow. They, what was it, Neil deGrasse Tyson? He said the last time the Cubs won the World Series, there was only 85 elements in the periodic table. like just crazy
He
stuff.
also tweeted, the last time the Chicago Cubs won the World Series, real estate developer Donald Trump was running for president.
Oh, right. That's a cheeky guy.
I want to know how many times Haley's Comet has passed.
I want to
Come and
know,
hit the moon.
why has nobody done a follow-up on Steve Bartman yet? Why
He
do we
doesn't
not?
want it. He is in hiding.
Is he? He
Yeah.
can't still be in hiding now.
ESPN did a feature on him.
man.
They did a
Well, I
full
know
30
that,
for
the
30.
2-hour feature, but like now,
Now?
at this moment, no one's coming after Steve Bartman now.
Which isn't that the most insane thing? My sports team won. You can live now. You can have a life now.
Yeah.
You can have a career now. Where does
Because
he
like
live?
the
What
public
does he
is
do?
paying for him to be in hiding, eh? Like that, all taxpayers are paying into him being in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, but he reached for the ball and they were up 3-0 that time.
Do you think that you could
Gave up 8 runs in 1 inning. I'm going to blame the guy with the headphones.
even though it really was not his fault, and they lost the next game,
Yep.
and they blamed it all on him.
And they gave up 8 runs in an inning.
Also, it's baseball.
In baseball. It is baseball.
Baseball.
Game 7 of this World Series was the most baseball game of baseball to ever
Oh
baseball.
my god. I'm so glad I was asleep
in
because
baseball.
you guys seem genuinely stressed. I wake up this morning to a thread of messages from Jesse and Steve, both of them freaking out. Steve left for a little bit for the rain delay, played a little
Did
shell.
you actually play shell?
I ran shell. And then I paused it and put it on a different input and watched the World Series again.
Smart.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was going to be 15 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours.
Does Bartman throw out the first pitch next opening day?
I would offer it to him. And I would give him a ring if I were the Cubs. He deserves a ring.
Yeah.
He
deserves a ring.
deserves
And I
a
think
ring.
we should start a petition.
He deserves a ring, and then after being presented that ring, he should walk up to the mound to throw the first pitch, throw the ball into the stands, give everyone the finger, and moon them.
Wow.
Because that's what they deserve. Hey, Cubs fans, you also deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy with this win. I'm just saying so does Bartman.
Yes, he does. I wonder, and I actually legitimately wonder this. If you are, okay, let's say this somehow happens with the Leafs, right? And you somehow have to go into hiding, okay?
Imagine Steve throws his jersey onto the ice, causing them to get a penalty. And then that penalty leads to 2 goals, and they blow the lead.
In Game 7.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a documentary about that. Did you know that?
No.
Is that what you're referencing?
No.
There is you know what? It's a fan-made, really experimental, weird thing, but it's required viewing for any hockey fan. It's called Death by Popcorn. And it explains how the Jets always ran into the bloody Oilers in the playoffs.
Right.
But one year, Dale Hawerchuk, chugga, was going to get them through, and they were going to beat them. And then there was one game in one series, I don't remember when, a fan throws a bag of popcorn onto the ice, causing a delay. Well, after the delay's done, don't the Oilers just run the Jets show and they go on to win the series?
Oh, wow.
And he's saying that series is the reason the Jets moved. Like, it's the reason they didn't succeed as a franchise.
People don't actually know how good the 80s Jets were, but the 80s Jets were very good.
They were completely fantastic. You know what? Maybe not the most fair comparison, but there are parallels to the St. Louis Blues of the last 5 years. Look at how good our team is, Kings. Look at how good our team is, Blackhawks. Look at how good our team is, Kings again. Look at how good our team is, Blackhawks again.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ducks.
Sometimes Ducks.
Sometimes Ducks.
Sometimes you just screw it up. Sharks.
and the 80s Flames.
Yeah.
Insane. 80s Flames were insane.
And they got a cup.
And they got a cup. And
they were lucky enough to get a cup.
And they got into a finals as well before that in 86 and lost to the Patrick Waugh. Who the hell is that at the time?
That's right.
Patrick Waugh, Montreal Canadiens. But, I mean, they were so good. So good. So, it's anyway, I don't know how we got here, but it's amazing. Now, if you're a fan and you got to go into protection, do you think if you're Steve Bartman in a similar situation with your team, whatever your favorite team and whatever your favorite sport is, doesn't have to be hockey, whatever it is, can you still be a fan of that team after going into hiding and having death threats?
I can't possibly know. I can't possibly know because...
Like, was Steve Bartman watching last night's game?
I think so.
Tough question.
I think he was.
I think he was too. You got to think even if he hates them, he's watching.
But it ruined his life. Maybe I would just
Did the
probably
team,
give up the sport.
Did the team?
I would stop watching the sport altogether.
It might, you're right, it might turn you off the sport.
Yeah. Like,
Well, you know what makes watching a sport way easier? A team. Like a team to love and cherish.
Yeah.
Have as your own. Think of everything the Leafs have done to me, and I'm still a Leafs fan. So I like to think that I would still, but I don't know.
But they didn't not make you not have a life.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't know.
Ooh.
And I hope, you know what? I hope we never find out.
I hope not, too.
I hope he lives his life in peace.
I hope so too. I hope
Isn't that
so
what
too.
we all deserve?
And you know what? I totally, I wish him well. I wish him only the best because damn, that sucks.
He deserves a ring, though.
Now,
right?
on today's show, we have the best Curt Schilling story ever.
Oh.
Do you know the Curt Schilling story?
Sorry,
I'm talking
no,
about?
I actually just realized I know a guy who knows a guy who's getting a ring from that team.
From the Chicago
Cubs?
Oh, not Curt. I'm like, Curt Schilling is getting a ring? What?
Now, I don't remember exactly what his role was, but he got a job with a college in the States a few months ago. Yeah, I told you the story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he got a job with a college team a few months ago, but he came to an agreement with that college team and the Cubs, like, dude, let me stay on 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Because if he stayed on those 3 weeks,
You get a ring.
gets
And
a ring.
he got his ring.
And he got his ring.
Oh, that's amazing.
Not
Good for
just
him.
any ring, a 108 years Cubs ring.
Yeah, it's not one of those Yankees ring. Like, there are 26 teams worth
Oh,
of that.
who cares? Who
The story's
cares?
better if they lost, right?
Story's better if they lost.
Yeah. I was thinking that. Like,
Yeah,
it would have been better if they lost.
for sure.
It's the ultimate thing, right? Does you think it was baseball?
I like
think
Pete,
it was
I would have said
Pete
no.
Blackburn's tweet.
I would have said no before Rajay Davis hit the home run. And then Rajay Davis hit the home run.
Yeah. Now, I love Pete Blackburn's tweet. It is like, I'm so glad that the Cubs won and beat that racist ass logo of the Cleveland Indians. And it's like, well, Cleveland baseball team. Yeah. Agreed completely. For that reason
I also,
alone.
knowing Pete, that was probably Pete just being a jerk.
Oh, yeah. That's why we love Pete.
Oh, yeah, social justice warrior Pete. No, I think he was just being a jerk and trying to Make people mad.
Yep, and I think he succeeded. You know,
No, did he?
Pete's great. Literally, you could be having open heart surgery, and Pete would be standing over you with a salt shaker, pouring it in.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like he's that kind of disturber,
Oh, yeah.
and I love that.
And after
I love
you go,
that.
Peter, what the hell?
What?
Peter. I don't know if anyone's ever referred to him as Peter.
So I've got the best Curt Schilling story ever. We also need
The
to talk
bloody
about
sock.
Not quite,
Oh,
but
okay.
still World Series. The Leafs and Sabres. Why that game really actually matters a lot more than I think people are giving it credit for. It's a Thursday night Leafs and Sabres game. Who cares? Well, you should. Especially if you're a fan of either team. Now, we also need to talk about Jim Benning and the Vancouver Canucks because, of course, what is happening with the Dallas Stars? And we have a couple other stories, but we have a special guest coming on the show a little bit later.
Yes, this is Adam's idea.
Yes,
I'm excited.
And this guy is a jersey collector. Now we've been talking a lot about the Fanatics deal. We've been talking about where these hockey brands and what's happened. And we get a Reddit post from a man, and he has taken a day off work to come in. He's going to tell us about this whole Fanatics deal.
Really?
He took a day off to be here.
It's pretty great.
Oh, it's not phone.
No, he's coming in.
Oh,
and
well,
he's going to rate
another microphone at him.
He's also going to rate our jerseys. He's also going to rate our jerseys and tell us if we have an actual, good jersey, bad jersey, what you should be shopping for if you are buying jerseys, that type of thing. And funnily enough, the authentic, quote unquote, authentic jerseys that you think you're buying have nothing to do with the actual players are wearing on the ice.
I want to hear it from this guy.
Crazy.
And frankly, I think it's...
he's a big collector, so...
You only got a little bit of time left. You got to get in under the wire to kiss our butts there, Reebok and Adidas or whoever.
That's right.
You should hook us up with free stuff, and then maybe we won't say such nasty things. Maybe we'll talk about your fine products.
Do you want to know the best Curt Schilling story ever?
I don't know.
I think you do.
want Steve Bartman not to be bothered and live his life in peace. I want Curt Schilling to just kind of stop talking.
So here's what's so great. Curt Schilling, this story ends with Curt Schilling calling Joe Buck, one of the most famous names in baseball, calling him a blatant liar. This is how the story ends.
Yes.
So here's how the story starts.
Curt Schilling.
Vice Sports found a section of Joe Buck's new book about the 2001 World Series, the first one where managers were wearing microphones for the broadcast. In Game 4, Schilling left after an effective 7 innings, and the game showed that in a game the Diamondbacks would lose on a blown save. Now, Fox showed a video of Schilling arguing, and I say quote unquote arguing, with manager Bob Brenly, pleading his case to come back out for the 8th. As you would think a professional athlete, a Cy Young winner, probably one of the best pitchers of all time, Curt Schilling, would do.
Yeah. One of the most delicate relationships in sports, I think, a pitcher and a manager, a starting pitcher and a manager.
So here's the reality, according to Joe Buck. Earlier that inning, this is Joe's words, Schilling had told his catcher, Damian Miller, that he was running out of gas. Quote, "Whatever happens, this is my last inning. Don't let him put me back out there again." Naturally, Miller, the catcher, told Brenly, the manager. But Schilling could see the microphone on Brenly's uniform. He knew he would look better if he begged to keep pitching on national television. So he asked Brenly to keep him in the game. They both knew he was coming out. They both knew he's coming out, but he asked him anyway. Brenly got lots of heat for pulling Schilling against his will. The whole country heard Schilling protest in the dugout, but Brenly couldn't call out one of his aces for being a glory hound.
Wowzers.
Now, apparently Brenly took this with he said, it's just people being, he took it backstage or off mic is kind of like, oh my goodness, you guys set me up as the bad guy out there, good one, that sort of thing.
He took it well.
Yeah, took it really well with a really good sense of humor because I guess Bob Brenly has a good sense of humor.
Here, remind me. The Diamondbacks won, right?
Diamondbacks won the series.
Schilling was on the Diamondbacks?
Yes, he was. Along with Randy Johnson, I believe. It was a devastating pitching
That's
core.
who I remember. I remember Randy Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. So, so somebody tweeted him about this. And he said, "I'll tell you right now, Joe Buck is a liar. 100% through and through. Damian Miller, Bob Brenly would say so as well." Now, Vice Sports reached out to Bob Brenly. Would Bob Brenly say Joe Buck's a liar? Bob Brenly refused to comment.
Oh.
So yes.
So
Or so no.
so
I
no.
guess. Yeah.
So that actually happened, allegedly.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? I love that they reached out to Bob Brenly too, and he wouldn't talk about it because that cements the whole thing.
You think that bloody sock was bloody?
I couldn't figure out. I remember at the time. Okay, I remember, and I was a Curt Schilling fan. I loved Curt. I didn't know anything about his politics. I just thought he was an unbelievable pitcher. I always picked him in like any video game that I had, fantasy draft it.
Yeah,
like Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball. I would always pick Curt Schilling first. He was an incredible pitcher in those games.
NHL 2001 always drafted Peter Forsberg first.
Understandably so.
Yes.
Peter Forsberg didn't turn out to be a conservative wacko, though. I wouldn't even call Curt Schilling. I wouldn't call Curt Schilling a conservative wacko. I just call him a wacko. He's just wacko.
Fair enough.
Because that's an offensive term to conservative people who are actually legitimately, they got their terms.
How dare you?
They got their opinions, and I respect that. Now, Curt. When I was watching Curt Schilling on the mound with that bloody ankle, I can remember thinking in my 15-year-old, 16-year-old brain in 2004, why is his foot bleeding in the first place like that?
And why is the blood so bright?
Now, I'm not saying anything, but it is weird.
I am. Looks fake.
Why? And what occurs for that to happen? How do you get a cut like that? It looked like a kitchen knife cut. Like it was long. It was long and thin and it was strange.
Whatever, makes for a good story. Red Sox won.
Here's your scarf, go Sox.
Here's your socks, go Sox.
All right, so let's talk about the Leafs tonight, shall we?
Sure.
Did you have something else you wanted to say? You look like you did.
No, because you just reminded me of something.
What is it?
Your boy was right.
What were you right about?
The NHL is investigating the ice at the Barclays Center.
Yes. Somebody actually tweeted us that from the NBC on the NHL on NBC, which they were like, "Wow, you guys are so on top of it." I'm like, "Or the NHL should have investigated this weeks ago when we brought it up the first time."
This is one of my. This is one of the things that comes with being an idiot who gets to talk about hockey for a living. Is whenever I think of something. I'm often going, what has the league thought of this as well? Because if I thought of it, surely they have. And then their lawyers come running out because maybe not lawsuits, but if they're playing on bum ice,
they are liable.
Just saying.
They're liable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I'm the NHL, I'm covering my butt for sure.
Now, what happens if at the end of the investigation they go, the ice sucks, can't use it? Then what?
Oh my God! Imagine they have to go to switch all their games to Madison Square, and that's their home ice. If I'm a Rangers fan, I'm going.
How could you possibly?
I don't know if you could schedule it. I mean, the Lakers and Clippers make it work at Staples, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the stadium was built for basketball, and then they tried to fit an ice hockey rink in it. So it's not working.
And and probably to fix the ice, they'd have to do a lot of renovations.
Yeah, what I heard,
the piping.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Jesse knows. It was
when it's cold enough, it's fine. But when we're in these temperatures in the fall and the spring, it's not good because the piping can't stay cold enough to heat the
and it's humid. It's humid in New York.
And the piping metal conducts cold, I guess, or heat a little better than plastic, which is what they have.
Yes. The piping isn't made of the right material to heat freeze NHL ice.
How?
Because it wasn't designed to freeze NHL ice. The building wasn't made for it. So they don't have the correct piping.
How?
Wow.
How? Whatever the reason is, it sucks.
Hey. Well, this all could have been avoided if they didn't abandon the original plans to build an NHL arena with basketball in it as well. You know? They tried to save money and it didn't work.
Well, they were going to make money because they make $50 million flat or something, or $54 million or something
not
like
if
that.
They keep getting 12 or 13,000 fans a game.
Yeah, you remember how last year the Islanders were quote-unquote exploring ways to get out of the lease? How much do you want to bet Barclays is going, we don't really want the Islanders?
The Islanders are a bit of a pain in our neck.
Yeah.
We can make a lot more money off of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
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 Or
Absolutely.
Rihanna or whoever else.
And they're paying their bills based on their sponsorships, right? They're not paying their bills based on
Oh, you mean that giant car in the middle of the Primo seats?
That has its own Twitter account?
Like it's
What?
Yeah,
no,
that
it
car.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Definitely
No, it does
I'll
not,
find it
Jesse.
if
You
wait a
stop.
second.
Is it still there for basketball games too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just sits there.
Sorry, I'm not watching a lot of crappy Brooklyn Nets basketball.
This is the first
So
time
they
we've
have
ever
one
had
good
trouble
year.
getting to our Leaf segment.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, there was the Curt Schilling story, and I'm sorry for delaying hockey, but the Curt Schilling story
No,
was
you're
too
not.
damn good.
It deserves it.
Okay, good. It was
deserves
just
it.
I was like, this is so good, so good.
We fall under the category of hockey Mosley.
Yeah,
Hockey Mosley.
but we like great sports stories. Are great sports stories, man.
There you go.
I believe the account is Isles White SUV.
Oh, so it's not official.
No, it is though.
No, because if it was official, they would call it like Isles Honda SUV or whatever brand of car it is.
You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell by the way the tweets are written.
Are they funny?
If they're
or
written by a corporation,
dumb?
yeah.
Is it verified?
No.
See, I'm
Don't
gonna
think
go.
that was the right one. Is this it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is
Read one of the tweets out loud and
Okay.
see if we can decipher.
Yeah, this is their pin tweet. It's fans, help Isles Road Warrior make me raise money for men's health this November. So they're doing like a Movember sponsored campaign.
Well,
I
it's
think
actually in the States, it's No Shave November because Movember didn't work for them. So they call it No Shave November, apparently.
Oh, really? Oh, so you just do a beard?
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that.
No, I
now
don't
it's too
know.
late.
I think it's so everybody can be included too. So those who cannot grow a beard or a mustache don't shave anything.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Fair
Don't
enough.
quote me on that. I might be wrong.
don't
Probably
know.
am. But I have heard a lot of No Shave November stuff. I don't think November's in the States the way it is here. I don't know.
It took off in Canada.
I think it's a fan account that's been approved by the team to keep running.
It's like the Blue Man Group sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the Vancouver guys.
Yeah.
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 By the way, can we
not
look at
the Blue
Movember
Man
in the
Group,
States
Green
before I get
Man,
some big
sorry.
Reddit posts shoved down my neck about Movember in the States? I'm serious.
They still call it Movember.
Do they?
I think so.
Because I've heard that they didn't. And I've heard, and
Maybe
they also,
it's evolving.
Maybe it is evolving. Hey, did you know this? And here's another great sports story. That's not hockey related, but I still think you'll find interesting. So we have in Canada, in the States, they have Veterans Day. In Canada, we have Remembrance Day. And it's remembering the soldiers, past and present, who have fallen, past and present, who have served, who are veterans. Obviously, same idea. We wear poppies. The Brits, Scots, Irish, they all wear poppies. And, it's to signify in Flanders Fields, which is the big poppy fields in Holland, I believe. And they.
I think it's a contentious issue with the Irish, if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
fair enough. Yeah, because there was a rebellion there too.
Yeah.
We'll not get into
Got
that.
a couple tweets last year like, hey!
But we wear poppies, right?
Yes.
Now, if you're a sports player, a professional
player.
a gamer.
Alex Ovechkin walks up to someone at the bar and goes, hello, I'm a sports player.
So how do you signify that you also would like to honor the veterans past and present? How do you do it?
Maybe a poppy sticker on your helmet?
Poppy sticker on your helmet. That's good. What about a wristband? Armband, something like that.
You could.
Like if you're playing-
probably be covered up.
Basketball or football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
What if
yeah.
you're a soccer player?
I suppose that still works.
Yeah, right. Well, England and Scotland wanted to do that and did that until FIFA told them to stop doing that. Do you want to know why? Because it's known as because FIFA ruled. They had a commission on this, by the way, and it was ruled a piece of political regalia, essentially, and it was not to be worn. So now the big debate apparently is whether or not they're going to wear their poppy armbands and risk maybe getting suspended or getting kicked out.
George Carlin had a really good idea about 25 years ago or so. I'm going to edit it a little bit so it's slightly less
Please do.
illegal. But we need to just make a list. As a society, we need to make a list of people who just deserve to be kicked in the balls. We really do.
It's a good point.
Who utters those words from their mouth and is not ashamed of themselves as a man?
Have you ever
As
seen a
human
Sepp
being?
Blatter press conference?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the words I'm allowed to say.
Well,
I'm
he's a Sepp Blatter. I mean, his
a
personality.
dick pound.
His personality is as offensive as his name.
like, what are the odds Dick Pound was going to grow up to be a not jerk? Dick Pound was not going to grow up to be the head of a charitable
Who would have
organization.
thought Anthony Weiner couldn't stop showing his wiener?
That's really true.
We're living in the Matrix.
Yeah. Well, I believe. What's hilarious about Anthony Weiner is he didn't even want to keep his own name. He was Carlos Danger when he was sending his penis out.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't even. He had the pseudonym
You
Carlos
haven't even heard
Danger.
your name, just use
Carlos
it.
Danger.
Carlos Danger is going to be like a new selectable character in the new South Park game.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that story, that little tidbit was interesting.
It's not good radio, but I just have my head buried in my hands because.
Well, that's good radio. You just described it. That's what
well,
radio.
there you go. I can't. I have no words. How do you not just slap that person?
I don't know, and I don't know how you don't just keep wearing it anyway.
And Sepp Blatter's got a bit of a bald head, so it would make that satisfying smack sound. And you just go kind of Nona on him. Just what's the matter with you?
I think
What's the matter with you?
I don't think that would bring him back
don't
to
even get, like,
the world.
No, but you don't even get like extra ragey about it. You don't do it with anger. You do it with the fact that what's the matter with you? You ask what's the matter with you with the context being what's the matter with you?
What do you do about a guy like that?
Jesse, he
though?
wouldn't understand.
You can't go mob boss on just regular people.
Not mob boss, Nona. There is a big difference. And by the way, Nona above mob boss.
That's very true, but you're doing mob boss right now.
No, I'm doing Nona. I'm doing Nona. And by the way, my Nona was a very kind, gentle woman, but she also wasn't my mom.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
With guys like that, with guys who are like that.
She had the Batarang, wicker shoe. Yeah, anyway, sorry.
With guys who are like that, is there a way to like they know what kind of pretentious a-hole
think they do.
Like it's a Donald Trump, it's a Sepp Blatter, there's a bunch of people you can name that are like that.
Do
right?
they know, though?
You need to show up en masse like all the women in Iceland did and stand out the building, and they did the thunderclap. But what the thunderclap actually meant was, what's the matter with you? We're not making the same amount of money as you. What's the matter with you? You said we can't wear poppies. What's the matter with you? How are you running for president? What's the matter with you?
I don't think they know.
Yeah.
I think they're so up their own butts that they don't know.
No, but it's on us to let them know.
I don't
They're
think
not listening.
I don't
Voting
I
is,
don't
by
think
the
they're
way.
open to that.
Yeah, they're not listening.
I don't think they're listening, man.
But
I
what
think
is
there's some
power,
a-holes
though?
that can't be changed.
What is power?
Yeah.
Huh?
What is power?
People listening to you. That's power.
Power
People who
can-
take your word to heart and believe you.
Power is given, which means it can be taken away.
I just think there's a lot of people out there that can't.
He's the president of FIFA. He's not Vladimir Putin.
Well, he's no longer.
Not some army general. He's
Well, being the president of FIFA.
Do you
is
know-
like being
he's
an
a
army general.
soccer guy.
It's like being a general of soccer.
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You slap him with a big rubber poppy.
You just get a
What's
big rubber poppy.
You just get a big.
Are there any animators among our listeners
Yeah.
who could animate Sepp Blatter being slapped with a big rubber poppy?
You get a poppy. You get a.
by Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the way, right?
What? I heard you don't like wearing poppies. What's the matter with you? You get a big poppy and you make
You get
it.
a big can of whoop ass.
You get a big can of whoop ass.
Poppy whoop ass.
A beer, 2 beers,
What?
a whiskey,
What?
cheeseburger,
What?
another beer,
What?
poppy,
What?
make it out of rubber,
What?
stick it right up his stupid name having.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah! No, you make a poppy. You make a poppy out of that material. Remember those rubber hands that you would just go and huck it at the wall and it would stick to the
Yes!
wall. And then you get like a foot wide poppy and you make it out of that material and you just slap him with it and it sticks to his bald head. And after it makes that sound, you go, "What's the matter with you?"
There is something oddly satisfying about Sepp Blatter being hit multiple times, assaulted with a rubber poppy.
With a sticky
rubber
poppy object.
Remember that video of the dude who threw cash at him?
There's a dude who threw cash
He
at him.
made it rain on Sepp Blatter. Have you not seen
No.
this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
That happened.
away by security.
It's pretty great.
He just threw money at him.
Yes.
Did he pick it up?
No security.
I'm
Sepp Blatter's
surprised.
like, oh my God, what are these small
Yeah, Adam, he
bills?
shoved it into his G-string. Are you kidding me? What's the matter with you?
This is a man. This is a man who took bribes on everything FIFA did. So I mean, allegedly. It wouldn't shock me if he picked up a few of the bucks on the way.
What's the matter with you? The new motto of the Steve Dangle Podcast. Here it is.
Oh, he's got a bunch of money. Oh, wow. The guy's wearing a very nice suit, too. How do we look up this video? What do we Google?
Sepp Blatter money is the first thing.
Well,
Okay.
security at this event sucks. He's just like
He's just
holding
standing there
court.
talking. The guys are like,
And then, hey, make it rain!
hey, wow, right over him, too. It's like a Lil Wayne video. Nice.
Oh, and no, see what I'm talking about with his head though? You just slap and it sticks there a little bit because it's made of that sticky toy material. And just what's the matter with you? Apparently the security sucks, so you can just walk right up. You would still have like a solid 20 seconds before anyone did anything.
When we come back, we got to talk about the Leafs and Sabres.
We haven't talked Leafs yet. What's the matter with me?
All right, so now that we have time, we got everything else out of the way, all the unimportant, or the really important stuff. Let's talk about the unimportant Toronto Maple Leafs.
What's the matter with you?
Sure. So we've got a game tonight against the Sabres, and normally a Thursday night game against the Sabres for a Leaf fan is like, all right, fine, we're playing Sabres.
Yeah.
This is
Neither of us care about this. Do we?
we don't like each other, but I mean, it's not like we're good at this.
It's fan bases that don't like each other.
Yeah.
I don't think the players care.
Yeah. Well, now I think they're going to.
I hope so. I hope this is a preview of the Atlantic for years to come.
Babcock said it in practice yesterday. He said this is a team that we're going to be battling for a lot of years to come. So he obviously knows that they're on the rise, believes they're on the rise. Mm-hmm. Both teams believe they're in transition. This game, I think, is the start of what could potentially be one of the better rivalries going forward for a while.
It used to be a decent one.
It did.
It did used to be a decent
The Leafs
one.
always lost. I don't know.
The Leafs did always
Why
lose.
do the Leafs always lose in Buffalo?
For a while, it was because of Hasek, and just everyone lost. And then they had those crazy Danny Briere, Chris Drury years. And then they just couldn't beat Ryan Miller for a while. And
It's true. Buffalo's had a pretty good string of goalies there.
They have. They have.
Like Biron he had a couple good years.
Yeah. They, man, I don't know. For a long time, it was just, well, chalk this one up as a loss before the pucks even dropped. The Leafs could be in first place, but they're going to Buffalo. And they're going to lose.
They were lucky to go 6 games against them in the playoffs and for Cujo's first year in the conference finals.
Yeah, 99 conference final against Hasek.
Against Hasek.
And bloody
nobody
Dominic
could
Hasek.
score on him.
No one.
Except for Brett Hall in the crease.
Yes.
But, that's the thing is that it's almost like we're getting a restart of that because we haven't seen that in 10 years or more. Mm-hmm. And when, we talk about the very, very hyped McDavid Matthews show, which didn't really turn out to be about them at all. It turned out to be about kind of Nazem Kadri.
A little bit, yeah.
McDavid's great.
The two biggest characters, or the 3 biggest characters, I would argue, were Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Kadri, and Soshnikov.
Yeah, who jumped in and did a great job.
Yeah, in a pretty limited role.
Yeah.
The Leafs really rode the wave to that first win.
Are you just going to drive that one into
you bet. I want to know why Pension Plan Puppets hates Nikita Soshnikov so much. I mean, you saw that performance.
I know. It was breathtaking. Awe-inspiring. He might even be better than Matthews, you might say.
You know what? I'm really considering boycotting that website. if they don't issue a full apology. Yeah. Dear Nikita Soshnikov, I'm sorry for not recognizing how amazing you are.
Well, no, you know what they have to, if they're going to apologize, they have to do it in sonnet form as well. They have to write a sonnet of apology to Nikita Soshnikov.
While wearing a bell of shame.
Welcome to the Stone of Shame.
I would love them to record a video reciting that sonnet while I'm just in the background going, shame! 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 Stakov. We'll work on it. We'll figure it out.
No, they'll work on it.
That's right, Adam.
right? Because
That's right.
we're expecting
I'm
it from them.
fine. They need to work on who they are. You're absolutely right. You're right.
By the way, shout out to the PPP who actually wrote an article saying that they liked Soshnikov before he was cool.
But it was
In response to us.
It was Species though who wrote that though.
So it wasn't Wheeler.
Yeah. Come out of hiding, you coward!
He's in midterms, poor guy.
Oh, does he have midterms?
Yeah, because he's a journalist
How
student.
convenient!
He's a journalist student and he's smart.
Oh, I'm sure he'll do just fine in Toronto. Picking on Leafs for no good reason. Ride the wave to those midterms.
Oh my God. You're never going to let him forget that. Okay, fine.
No.
What else do you see with the Sabres Leafs game? Obviously, you've got Eichel, you've got Matthews. What do you see? How do you see this game shaking out? Because to me, it's a big question mark. It's a big mystery. It's sort of a test for the Leafs.
It's a test for the Leafs in that they should win. And the
You
reason,
believe they should win?
absolutely. Is Kane still out?
I believe
think
he is.
I think Evander Kane's still out. Jack Eichel is for sure out. I mean, you don't have those two guys in the lineup for the Sabres. You should win that game. You should win that game. Those are two of their best players.
But if there's any team that's not good at winning when they should.
Well, it's the Leafs,
Currently.
unfortunately. And it's easy to get... The Leafs take a lot of grief when they lose, but especially when the spotlight is so bright from the McDavid mania, it's easy to maybe get fat and happy off one win. And I know it's just one win. They have 3 in 10. But I just hope... I hope they don't take their foot off the gas. Wouldn't back-to-back wins be nice? They haven't had it yet. It's November.
I would like
Gimme.
to know how long it's been since they've had back-to-back wins.
my
Being a
goodness.
last-place team last year.
Maybe in March when they had the kids. They might have.
Because they did seem better.
Jesse.
Jesse's. Look at that. On Buffalo's side, I mean, with those two guys out, this was supposed to be a big step forward year for them.
Mm-hmm.
Does this stop them completely from it, or are they just going to have to make up a lot of ground January, February, March?
No, you're going to have to battle injuries, right? So it's never a good thing when a player gets injured, but it is a good chance for a team to evaluate what else they got. Now, if you're completely hopeless without those two, you're in trouble, even when you get them back.
So you don't have a good team. You've got just a couple good players.
Exactly. If you're completely hopeless without them, you're screwed. If other players rise to the occasion and they emerge as contributors, stars even, and then you get Eichel and Kane back, I mean, doesn't that make your team better? Doesn't that make you stronger?
Should.
If you have to rely on your goaltender a little bit more, but your goaltender's great, didn't you just find out something wonderful? That you have better goaltending than you thought? Or that you just have great goaltending?
What do you think Buffalo's finding out about their team right now?
What is their record?
The Buffaloes?
Yes. It's been difficult to keep up with all the teams. All I know is Montreal's still ridiculous.
9-0-1, I believe.
Yeah, 9-0-1. I was like, the Sabres are 9-0-1. Oh, okay.
Buffalo is 4-3-2.
So
That's good.
they're on par with what the Leafs are at. I think the Leafs are, 3-3 and
3-4-3. So we got
3-4.
9 points. Buffalo's got 10.
You tell me before the season, you're not going to have Kane or Eichel. And they're going to have a, what was it, 4-3-2?
4-3-2, 10 points.
4-3-2 start. I take that if I'm the Sabres. For sure. For sure. They're above 500.
And the last time the Leafs won back-to-back games was March 21st and March 24th when they beat Calgary, and then they beat Anaheim.
There you go.
That was actually a 3-game winning streak. They beat Buffalo the
Whoa!
game before.
damn, and Jack Eichel was playing then.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, and you know what? That sounds like a really long time, but like how many games is that actually? 15, 20?
Yeah, it's not a lot of games
Yeah.
this season and then 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
it's because
like
it's
7
not like they
seasons.
played in the playoffs.
Longer than you like.
All right. Now we got to move on to Vancouver. Steve,
Yes.
you tweeted something earlier this week that I think is pertinent. It's the GIF of the dog floating around in space, and the caption of that is, "I have no idea what I'm actually doing here." So, Steve, tell us why you were tweeting that in reference to the Vancouver Canucks now.
I'm trying to remember.
Because there's a few. You know
I
what it
know.
is. I know that you know.
I know. The Vancouver Canucks are what? What are they?
Well, first off, Jesse, can you bring up their cap friendly?
Yes. We often talk about this. What are the Canucks?
What? Well, they're based in Vancouver.
They're based in Vancouver. Yeah,
They
a
are
hockey
a
team.
hockey team. Yeah, there we go.
We saw their farm team, the Utica Comets, at our hockey night in cinema right before at the Marlies game.
That's right. They were blue, green, a tinge of white.
Yeah.
They're a playoff rebuilding team. They're also a rebuilding playoff team. What are they? I swear, heading into the season, did they not say they're going to go for the playoffs? And
well,
then
a couple games in,
when they were undefeated, by the way,
Trevor Linden said, "Well, there's this talk of what was the exact quote? It was this talk of this was going to happen quickly or something."
Yeah, what's going to happen quickly? What are you talking about? How many years do the Sedins have left? What are you talking about, Trevor? What are you talking about? What's the matter with you? I see the Canucks and I go, what's the matter with you?
When your best two players are 36, do you have a choice, but not to go for it?
Now, yeah, you do. And I think I said that. Yeah. I think I said that. So anyway, which brings us to they're looking for a 20-goal scorer.
No, that doesn't make sense at all.
Because they're a rebuilding team that can't rebuild because their three most valuable assets. Okay, Ryan Miller, I think, is expiring, right?
He is. That was a 2-year deal.
Yep.
So he could be a big get at the deadline, potentially, for someone. Louis Eriksson is signed until we all die.
Till Jesus comes
We
back.
will.
Yes.
I would venture that 2 of 3 of us will have kids by the time his deal's up.
Wow.
Well, Steve's going to have a kid in like a month.
Yeah,
so.
that's why I made the bet.
I figured I'm getting a phone
one of
call.
you and I would have an oops or a planned one. I don't know.
No,
Somebody will figure something out.
I just got a phone call. She's in labor. So
Oh, there you go. Okay. See you, Steve. There we go. I'm already halfway there.
And someone was like, "Oh, they could sell off the Sedins." The Sedins
You don't sell off the
are
Sedins. You
what do
can't.
they make? $7 million each.
7 each.
That's $14 million.
You couldn't even sell the Sedins to the Coyotes.
No.
Before the Datsuk contract.
Oh yeah, you couldn't sell the. They're not going anywhere. They're going to retire Canucks.
Which is good.
Unless, sure, it's a great story. It's not going to exactly get a Cinderella finish or anything, but. So
You don't know that.
yeah, I know. So they're looking for a 20-goal scorer to prop up a team that probably shouldn't be propped up.
What is their
Oh, their
salary
record?
at?
Their salary cap.
Because his record started out pretty good,
They were
now-
4-0, I think.
and now they're not.
Their
pretty
cap space is 1.6. Is how much they're under.
They were 4-0 without having held the lead, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
They kept winning in overtime.
Yeah.
They were
To start
4.
the year.
Get out! I missed
It was
that
incredible.
one.
It was
Wow.
incredible. It was a really good run.
Wow.
And then go, down the stairs. Everyone knows it's Lanky. Do they have... I don't know if they have a choice but to prop up this weekend at Bernie's team.
Well, they traded for that Gustavsson.
And they had that Gustavsson in net.
Gustavsson
with
on
Miller,
defense.
And they got the Gustavsson twins and that new Gustavsson guy they signed. Everyone's Gustavsson, Don. But, yeah, they're looking for a 20-goal scorer, and they have the makeup of a team that shouldn't be looking for that at all. But, yeah, I don't know if they have a choice. I think they...
Well, how do you make a trade like that? How do you find... Where's that coming from?
And this is the thing, that costs money, or that costs assets.
What?
You can't go, what can I get for this many, and luck your way into a 20-goal score, unless by chance someone puts one on waivers. P.A. Parento!
And they didn't get him.
And they didn't get it. They could have signed, who was the guy? Brandon Peary? For like $1 million, I saw someone tweet. You know what? I floated this a few months ago, and I'm sure someone knows what episode it was. Mm-hmm. What are the Leafs doing with Peter Holland? I think the Canucks could use Peter Holland.
I don't think Peter Holland's a 20-goal scorer. He might be 15.
Well, too bad. I want a Bugatti. I don't have the assets to purchase one. I don't have the assets to purchase a Bugatti. I don't know if the Canucks have the assets to purchase a bona fide 20-goal
So you're
scorer.
saying-
Here's an 11-goal scorer.
So the Canucks want to wake up in a Peter Holland. Is what you're saying.
That's disgusting, Adam.
What? I thought that was pretty good. I woke up in a slightly used Peter Holland. No?
You know what's great? This is the radio portion.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Well, we're just getting started.
I'm just throwing it out there. What a jerk. The Leafs have an abundance of forwards. I wonder if the Canucks could use one, because apparently they want one.
What do we want in return from the Canucks?
I think you just let Peter Holland go.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
the Leafs could use defense, but at this point...
What about Subban's little brother?
Giordano. Now, I was reading something...
Even on the Marlies, you could use defensive help on this this team.
Totally, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Now, Travis Green, you may remember that name.
I do.
I believe he's the head coach of the Utica Comets. Highly touted coach, at least before he got there. And supposedly he had... he was a little harsh on Jordan Subban.
That's worse than the Bugatti.
No, it wasn't. Bugs Bunny sounds are always great. He was a little bit harsh on Jordan Subban. So, hey, could be a trade.
No, there's going to be a lot of Canucks fans who are like, he's way higher on the depth chart.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's not. Maybe it's Holland into pick. I don't know.
Maybe it's Holland in a pick.
Or Holland into someone.
Maybe it's Seth Griffith. Maybe it's maybe it's Soshnikov.
Am I wrong in saying
it's
a 20-goal scorer in today's NHL is at least a second liner?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that
it happens on the third line sometimes?
Oh, sometimes. Second liner, center.
20 goals is more than it used to be. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not easy to get 20 goals.
It's 25 with inflation. Because like American versus Canadian.
JVR is like a 25, 27 goal scorer.
Yeah.
If he's
not injured.
On a good year, yeah.
So, okay, if you get a 20 goal scorer, how much is a 20 goal set? How much does a second line center cost, Steve? We've been over this many times.
About $4.5 million.
What about a wing? 3?
Like a 20 goal scoring wing?
Yeah.
It depends what else they can do. P.A. Parento is making 1.25, so you're looking at least that. How much does Peter Holland make, Jesse?
1.1.
1.1?
Pretty sure.
I thought it was 1.3.
Oh, maybe it's that. Maybe
it's less than 1.6. Tell you that much, Canucks. Gather your pennies, because I have an idea.
1.3. You were right.
1.3. So
now the game of race. That's good.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to push the guy out the door. I'm sure he would like to play hockey again. And based on what I've seen recently, it's not going to happen here. Canucks need some offense. I don't think they're going to get what they're looking for. There's a why not go for this silver medal? Okay, we weren't used to seeing silver medals in Vancouver, so maybe they don't know what one looks like. You see, I bring it around to a backhanded compliment. You see how? That is fascinating, because we are kind of giving them crap and agreeing with them at the same time.
What do you mean?
We're giving them crap for wanting a 20 goal scorer, but what else should they do?
Well, yeah, right. And that's the thing. Is
just
that
be what they are?
I
that's
think
not acceptable.
The reason we're giving them crap is because they shouldn't be in this position in the first place.
But
we disagree with the position they've already put themselves into. So now, as they go further and further, as they dig this grave further and further into the earth, they're way past the clay stage. They're right into the Canadian Shield, like tough bedrock shit
I
stage.
smell burning. Oh, that's lava.
Yeah, they're digging. Might as well keep digging, I guess. Right?
I guess, man. I'm telling you, what was my prediction? Canucks last place finish sometime in the next 5 years. It's coming. Old pain's coming. Pain's coming, Vancouver.
Do you keep digging or do you cut your losses?
So
you cut your losses, but they'll keep digging.
So what do you do? You just tinker for the next 2 years? That's it?
No, you sell off everything except for the Cityans. And you say, screw you, Henrik and Daniel.
What expiring contracts do the Canucks have? So we've established Ryan Miller. I think they can get a pretty penny. But goalies, though.
Hold on to that thought. We've run out of time on the radio. You can download this podcast at sportsnet.ca or any place you find podcasts. Podcasts. In the online section of this show, we're going to be talking to Mike, who's come all the way up from St. Catharines. Sorry, not Mike, Matt. Come up all the way from St. Catharines. That is not my name.
What a great start.
Who's come all the way up from St. Catharines. He's going to explain all the jersey stuff to us that we've ever wanted, including how useless the jerseys we've bought are, which is great. It's going to be great for our confidence, but
thank you.
We continue the Canucks talk next. It is the Steve Dangle Podcast brought to you by Panago Pizza. It's what's on the inside that counts. least I got that part. So where were we?
Canucks.
Oh, I was about to say.
What's the matter with you?
Expiring contracts.
Oh, okay, great. Ryan Miller. As we all know, goalies are worth a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. They'll get more than that, but temper your expectations.
So, Burroughs is coming off the books. That's 4.5.
Burroughs was damn near a buyout. Okay.
Jack Skillet.
Okay. That's Sean Matthias territory.
Jason Magna.
Okay.
Magma.
Magma.
Philip Larson.
Okay. Now, is that RFA or UFA?
Larson?
Yeah.
UFA.
Okay. Just UFAs.
And Ryan Miller.
Ooh.
So that's a total.
Well, that's about 10 million, 10 and a half.
They got any guys in the minors? any guys in the minors that, maybe names you recognize?
Chad Billings, making 600.
Do they have
It
Eric?
sounds like you made that up.
they have
What is a white person's name? I'm just gonna put
Yeah, that's definitely like a
Sean Jefferson.
That's a throwaway character in like a Dave Chappelle sketch.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. Never mind.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money.
That's not a lot of money.
No.
Oh, I was going to say, do they have Eric Belanger?
That was great. Did you get heat for any of that, by the way? For Eric
I
Belanger?
think 2 people tweeted me about Belanger.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the comments I saw on YouTube was Belanger. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, there was a couple of YouTube
Yeah, but what do the Canucks do? Like, I mean, really, you don't have a choice. You gotta hold to this because you gotta at least wait till the Sedins are gone.
You know what their options are?
Have the Sedins and their legacy handicapped the Canucks for the next 5 years.
No.
Held
Because
them
you're
back.
going Sundin mentality.
It's only
on this.
2019. It's after next season they're good. Or 2018. After
That's
next
still
season
a
they're
long
good.
time. Do you remember how long last season was? I get anxiety thinking about last season for the Leafs.
You know how with the Leafs we were talking about like how do they even find enough players to need to protect for the fantasy draft? Or I keep calling it that. The expansion draft.
It is a fantasy draft.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
just call it what it is.
The expansion draft. Who do the Canucks?
That might be the best thing
The
for them.
Sedins, Eriksson,
Brandon Sutter.
Markstrom, Brandon Sutter. So we got 5.
Is
people.
Markstrom turning in anything?
I mean, you got to protect one goalie and the other one's not signed. So
Virtanen's probably covered. Horvat's probably covered.
I don't know if Virtanen and Horvat are. Well,
Yeah, they're only 20 and 20.
Yeah, but Horvat jumped right. No, he played.
Virtanen might be okay. Horvat's
sure about-
probably not.
Yeah, because he surprised and stayed on the team, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he jumped in.
Okay, so you got 2.
What about Sven Berchi? Is he still there?
On D, you got Gabranson.
Yeah, that was covered.
Uh,
Edler, you probably want to keep around.
and they got a
Chris Tanev.
Oh yeah, Chris Tanev. They got a new young guy who fans are all excited about, Stetcher or something like that. I don't know what position he plays.
Spiza.
No, you don't protect Spiza.
It's 26.
Betting does.
3.6 million. You wouldn't take Spiza for 3. You wouldn't take Spiza on the Leafs for 3.6 million.
No.
I'd do that.
Wow, we have a disagreement. That never happens.
He's better than Onwick.
He is slightly better but more expensive Roman Polak.
Wow.
Yep. I think that's a more accurate comparison.
The air in the room just gets sucked
He's
out.
a classic big for nothing guy.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Maybe I've been fooled.
I think you have been. No, their options
There is a bit
are,
of a smokescreen around the Canucks, by the way. It's not your fault. Like there's
It's not your fault.
there's an entire fan base that's currently fooled.
I don't think so. I think
Listen, there's one guy from the Canucks who constantly reaches out to me and tells me when I'm wrong, which is fine.
with the
Franz.
cartoon picture.
Yeah. No, Franz, he's got a picture of the Canucks. I
someone
actually
else.
said, I was like, wow, the Canucks have done really well. We got to give them their due. And he tweets me literally the next day and goes, just so you know, I hate to do this, but you're wrong again because it's coming. And of course, they've fallen off the cliff. And I'm like, damn, you're good. And he's like, I have faith.
Yeah.
I have faith in my terrible team.
I send a tweet where, so who was off to a hot start, like right out of the gate? Montreal, Edmonton, Vancouver. With Montreal, they're like, well, they got Carey Price.
Yeah.
They could ride this for a while. With Edmonton, a lot of people were like, oh, maybe. With the Canucks, everyone was like, no. that's coming to an end real quick. Now, here's what they do. Because I really think this is their only option, other than trading a bunch of picks that you're going to regret trading. You cut the fat. You just try your damnedest to get rid of those contracts that we mentioned. You use all of the money left over for free agents. You just throw money at free agents on a 1 or 2 year thing with a bazooka. And
hey, we'll pay you $10 million to play here for a year.
Seriously,
Jamie Benn.
They won't have enough. Maybe
They'd have enough if you got $10 million free cap space.
And just said, hey,
Jamie, do you want to play with the
take
Zadines?
all of it.
they need one big guy, and then see if they could maybe attract some cheaper. Again, the Connor Shearys and Brian Russ of the world. With that guy, and then I don't know, maybe Markstrom wins a Vezina somehow. They make a run for it. Like that's what they got.
That's not what you want to hear if you're a Canucks fan, by the way. I don't know, maybe Markstrom wins the Vezina? What?
I know.
What?
Oh my God.
Markstrom wins the Vezina. What's the matter with you? No, but that's the most responsible option. Isn't it? Isn't it? You don't mortgage the future. You deal with the hand you're dealt.
Okay, here's a question. Hypothetical. The Aquilinis come to you tomorrow. All of you.
Yes,
Anybody
I will
listening?
be your GM.
The Aquafinas.
Would you? The Aquilinis say,
I trade Horvat and Virtanen into the Leafs for a fourth.
carte blanche. You can do whatever you want. Just come be our GM and save us from this.
And Chris Tanev.
Do you take that job?
How much money do I get?
About what you're making right now. You're getting a cut.
Oh, that's
cut rate.
garbage.
You're getting garbage dollars.
That's
not
not fun.
retirable money.
You're
not making GM money. You're making the same money you're making.
$500,000.
You need more than that.
Give me.
Well, if you're an NHL GM, you should be making like.
Okay, we're
You should be making
negotiating
league
now.
minimum, I think.
You're Adam
McQueen. Adam McQueenie.
Adam Aquilini.
Yeah,
Let's just say.
Adam McQueen.
You want me to be GM of your team? $500,000.
I'll give you $80,000, and I'll let you pay for your parking spot.
What? I want $120,000, and I get a free parking spot.
I will give you a parking spot for all home games, but you're going to have to pay for your flights to and from Vancouver.
Oh, well, no,
And I'll give you $120,000.
Unacceptable. Okay, I will take that. I need $150,000.
Okay.
My own parking spot. I'll pay for the flights, but when I go to the Robson Street Panago, I ain't paying for anything.
I'll do that, but I'm only going to pay you back to I'll pay you $130, and I'll make you a WestJet elite member.
What does that mean?
As
Am I an
Steve-
owner?
You'll
Do I
collect
get
points.
a turtle?
Well,
As Steve Dubas's agent, I'd also like him to get free concessions whenever he wants.
popcorn.
And
Popcorn,
t-shirts.
hot dogs, beer. Whenever he wants to go down, he can get free concessions.
I'll back to $120, and you have to pay for your own parking spot, but I'll give you your own hot dog stand.
Go Canucks. Go Canucks. Go Canucks.
Here's your scarf. Go Canucks. All right, cool. Just checking. All right, couple quick things before we get to our friend who's
Here's
been
your
waiting.
scarf. It's cold outside. It's only 15 today. Middle of winter.
Vancouver.
Yeah, I know.
We have some hilarious responses to the watch that does not tell time.
Yes.
We have some hilarious responses to. I want to shout out. We'll get to the watch that doesn't tell time a little bit later, but I just want to say thank you so much because oh my god, it's funnier than the actual story.
It's a podcast with no words.
You just listen because you're
It's
committed.
just silence. You just kind of enjoy it. Maybe you need to meditate. Get away from the world for a bit.
I also want to shout out to all the legitimate and illegitimate adults who listen to this show. Anybody over the age of 30, and it was so funny because people thought that we were calling them old. It's like,
you
no.
offended people. Not us. You
No,
called
I
a
didn't
lot of
call
people
them
old,
old.
Adam.
I just meant more mature members of the show.
I'm with Jesse. You're a piece of shit. What's the matter with you?
Well, it made me feel good because they're like, we're not actually adults either. We just pretend. And I'm like, thank you.
The most sobering one was from someone who was, I want to say, like 33. And they were like, yeah, I still don't know anything.
That's
For anyone who's really young listening to this, if you're like 13 or 14, I thought when you hit 18, someone just dropped off a box of knowledge at your house. That doesn't happen. You just
There's-
kind of get there and you're like, oh shit, I don't know anything.
You know how
still.
confused you are now? That's how how confused you'll be later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim McCarver.
You don't
That's
gain-
how as bad life will be later.
You don't learn. If only you just learn new things. What you actually learn are a
Not to do
bunch
the
of
old
stuff
things.
that conflicts with your previous knowledge.
Oh,
So you're
yeah.
just super confused.
Yeah, you'll find something that works, and then all of a sudden it won't work anymore.
What do you mean there's no Santa Claus? I'm 17 and you tell me this shit? Sorry. What's the matter with
Steve.
you?
Do you know that you can't say stuff like that on public radio? What you just said?
We're not
Santa
on radio,
Claus.
thank God.
I just think that maybe we should maybe consider bleeping that.
I'm going to say that I said that in a cloud of shits. So if your kid is listening to this,
Are you?
where do you draw the line? At Santa or a shitstorm?
All right.
What's the matter with you?
Let's bring on Matt, who made the journey up from the Niagara region today. He's from St. Catharines. Matt, come on up here. We're gonna have to swivel over in the chair here. There's chair.
Take this one.
Yeah, Jesse's gonna take his chair. We'll figure out Jesse's chair.
Matt, perfect for the new segment. What's the matter with your jersey?
Matt, but actually does hard. And
Yes.
it was great that he did because Matt actually has some real knowledge, some real world knowledge on NHL jerseys, NHL equipment. If I'm not mistaken, Matt, you also have a YouTube channel that you rate equipment from various brands and that sort of thing. And Matt's going to sit down in just a second here. Am I correct in saying that you got a YouTube channel, right, buddy?
Yeah, and a website.
All right, we're going to get you a little bit closer to the microphone.
Sorry. Yeah,
that's
and
all
a
good.
website as well.
Okay, so we're
Checking
gonna,
out his jersey. He's got a Mikhail Bodker Denmark jersey.
That is so. Matt's a jersey collector, and Matt went through meticulously telling us the timeline of what has happened with the various buyouts, where things like Mission and Yofa and Easton and where they all stand right now, and a little bit about the Fanatics deal as well, which is where I want to start with you because you have a ton of jerseys at home. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
You are a fanatical jersey collector.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Now we have pictures. We'll show them on the video screen here because Jesse's changing out the card, so it's a perfect transition. Anyway, Steve, you need to see these. But in the meantime, let's talk about how you got started on this, and then we'll get to the Fanatics deal. So you're a jersey collector for how long?
About 6 years. I have to say I'm not that bad compared to everyone else in the community.
As
what
in you
all
don't spend as much
collectors
money?
say.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, I have a closet full, but I know guys who have racks of thousands.
Really?
This is a classic collector thing. I know I have a $60 James Reimer figure, but I know people who have $200 ones.
In my defense, I know I'm bad, and I know I'm on the extreme end of it, but I'm just not, I'm jealous of what these other people got.
Well, as a true collector would be.
Yeah.
True collector is jealous of anything they don't have.
If you had
Right?
more money, would you buy those things?
Yes.
Yes.
You're just as
Of course. Now, the reason I partially wanted you here is because I wanted to even the playing field for poor Steve, who is so often on is the only one sticking up for collectors on this show. But I want to talk about this Fanatics deal. You go into a little bit in the Reddit page, and I suggest everybody to go to the Steve Dangle Reddit page to read through what you went through. There's a lot more there than what we can cover today, but the Fanatics deal for you. Adidas is going to be making the actual authentic jerseys. The fan jerseys are made by a company called Fanatics. What are your thoughts, experiences? Does this deal make sense?
So the problem is nobody knows right now what's going on, and nobody knows what the end result is. So for jerseys since 2007, I mentioned this in the post, the quality of them have gone down substantially for the replicas to the point where I wouldn't buy them because I don't think they're good enough.
So when they made those, the famous Leaf pajama jerseys, that was 2007, right?
Yes, it was after the lockout when they did the slimming down to the edge jerseys. So it was all the redesigns, Pittsburghs, everyone got switched around like that.
And so the jerseys that we've been buying, you would not buy.
No. So that's one of the reasons why I asked you guys to bring yours in, is because I don't have one.
Uh-huh. So Steve's got his. So
Wonderful.
start pulling them out, Steve.
And the reason being is there's just the materials of them I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of specific things. I mean, I'm not going to say that you're wasting your money, because if you want something like that, then it's good for you. But
Lucky for me, I get them for free.
Yeah.
in my opinion, like for me personally, I think it's more worth saving a little bit and buying an authentic or a game worn or something like that.
So, and that's the thing about that I think most people don't know is the fact that the authentic jersey that you buy,
Right.
that you can buy, the $300, $400 version of it,
Yes.
is not actually authentic.
Depends.
Okay, so go into this for us.
Okay, so for the majority of stores in like hockey stores at the arenas, Some of them will have actual ones that they basically wear on the ice. There's slight differences, but I'm not going to get onto it because it really doesn't matter. But most of them have Indonesian-made authentic jerseys. So they're actually not what they wear on the ice, not even close to what they wear on the ice. And they're a mix between the original jerseys that came out in 2007, like the original authentic jerseys, and kind of what the actual authentics are now. Now, I don't have one of those either, so I can't show that one. But it's a mix between a replica and authentic.
But you'd be able to know based on the price point and where it was made, right?
Yes. The tags on the inside are different. There's a green striping on the back collar that says made in Indonesia, and it says the sizing on it. So if there's not a Canadian flag on the inside, it's generally not made in Canada. Now, I say generally because the All-Star jerseys last year had a green stripe along the inside and said made in Canada on them because they were, and the NHL and Adidas and everyone, whoever's running it, so Reebok right now, is just screwing with the people trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
And trying to keep track of it because they keep throwing curveballs.
So wait, were the jerseys made in Canada or were they not? But they had a green stripe.
Yes.
Well, you can't just lie, can you?
No.
Okay.
No. No. Technically, there's a rule where so much of the materials have to come from the origin of country, but yes.
So part of the jersey might have been.
Well, I mean, the materials aren't farmed out of Canada, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but the Adidas, the way Reebok and Adidas, is actually made out of a company called Sports Masca, and they've been around for like years and years and years, since I think the 60s or so, or maybe earlier. But all those are all done in Canada. They're made in Canada. They're stitched in Canada. You can actually watch YouTube videos of them doing the chain stitching for Blackhawks jerseys.
Okay.
Because the actual logos are done kind of by hand, so every logo is different because of the way it's chain stitched.
No way.
They're one of the rare types of logos for that.
So you're not going to find that in the average store, right?
I'm not sure if the logos are chain stitched or not in the replicas, but the authentics, I know they are. And if you do look at them next to each other, there'll be slight differences. Wow. And the videos are pretty cool going into like how they actually do like make that logo, because it's a process intensive thing.
So let's pull out, Steve, just pull out one of your Leafs jerseys there.
Yeah, let's start with my first one from when I was a kid because it's blatantly fake.
Yes.
It is.
No,
That's
mini
not fake.
Steve.
Yeah, this still.
That's
it's
not fake?
No,
but it's got 93 on the back.
With no
that's
Gilmore.
fine. This is old. This is the old replicas for kids. Like this material.
Steve, you want to show the camera?
Okay, yeah, I am.
That's totally.
Perfect.
That was
Perfect.
like before when this came out. They had kind of three tiers of jerseys I know of. I was too young to really be into this thing. Like I only got into the hobby like 5-6 years ago. So
Here, I'll hand it to you instead of flipping it constantly.
There is a CCM on the back of it.
So there's a CCM on the back, and so this was just the lower end, like the toddler version, which there still are toddler versions of these jerseys. So there was the authentic ones, which were a material that's thicker than this and really hot. I can't remember what it's called. See, that's where my knowledge kind of ends up or stops. And
Polyester?
There was the replica one, which is obviously a bit bigger and a little bit thicker, but then there's these ones. So no, this is totally authentic. This is, or not authentic, but this is a real jersey, and it's not fake at all.
But how come there's 93 on it, but there's no Gilmore?
Whoever did the customization, this customization wouldn't have come from the store. So this was done afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no arms or anything like that.
So it wouldn't have been bought that way.
No.
Okay, interesting.
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Because you know what I see tons of, and I'm sure you do too, when the Leafs came out with their now previous home and away jerseys, which I guess I'll pull out in a sec, with the cool old Leaf on the shoulder, you would get a bunch of these Leafs on the shoulder that they would obviously, I don't know, find from some retailer who just had a bunch of them and stitched them on from, I don't know, 20
From
years ago.
before, something like that.
And it looks awful. It just looks awful.
All right.
To me.
So what are we moving on to next here? What do we got?
Should we move on? So I don't have the Leafs pajama jersey because my
Jesse's
wife
wearing
made
one.
it into a chair. So Jesse is wearing
You have
a
a monster
Jonas
jersey.
Gustafsson one.
That's amazing.
So what do you think?
great.
So
it's
it's
a
the
Reebok.
Reebok Edge.
Yeah, no, it's real. It's real. Of course it's real. It has the jock tag. Well, not all. There are fake jerseys that have jock tags, but that's called the jock tag. It's for the sizing thing. It's one of the big things that Fanatics is going to switch, and the only thing we know because they showed a picture of it.
Right.
So instead of saying like Reebok on it, see? So instead of saying Reebok right here, it says Fanatics.
And by the way, for anybody listening, he's talking about the bottom left
You're
of
gonna
the
wanna
jersey.
watch the
front.
YouTube version of
Yeah,
this.
no, it's okay.
everything
It's okay.
I do is on video, so
It's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so these jerseys, the Fanatics ones will say Fanatics. I think it has a size. I'm not sure. There's actual pictures of those online though, so that's like the only information we have. But this is like Actually, you have pretty decent customization in terms of actual. Like see these numbers right here are triple layered, so they're actually like good numbers. Compared to the most replicas now they're a single layered, and the stitching and the actual other layers are screen printed onto the jersey. Exactly. To see Adam's face of horror right
screen
there.
printed.
So
Yes.
just in case you can't get around to watching it, the old pajama numbers.
Where they had no stripe on the bottom of the
Did
jersey.
you get this customized yourself, or did someone do it for you?
I was actually given this jersey for free.
Who gave this to you?
I don't know. Mark Baglow, who works at Kiss 92.
Oh, okay. Our buddy Mark. Okay.
Okay, because
That's my friend.
Blake's fiance.
The reason being, the name tag on the back here is wrong in terms of material use. It's as you guys can see, it's a different color and it's kind of a different material. They're generally supposed to be the same as the back material. And
That's so crazy that you know that. Wow.
this number should be a little lower.
Wow.
How do you know that?
He's a collector, man.
When you look at them wearing it, I say that I'm like 95% sure of that because it's one of the first things I notice. But no, these numbers and this actual customization is pretty well done.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, this is like the new replicas, and the reason I won't really buy them is because of how this changed.
Hey, you know what? You've got a real Gustavsson jersey. Come on. How exciting is that?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him, so
Are you?
I'm happy that you got that. I'm a goalie, so
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
The goalies love goalies. Well, nobody can.
That's like Jesse said goalies loves goalies. And
He
also,
could have been a great story if we just let him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like drummers love drummers, you know?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
every time I went to a Blue Jays game with my dad, you know that guy who plays on his little drum set, "Let's go Blue Jays." He'd always be like,
Yeah.
"Here's $5, man,"
That's awesome. Jesse,
and then he'd be like, "Rock on."
do you want to grab the other mic? We got time. No, you're good? Okay. What do we got next here, Steve?
Let's go with. I'm trying to be nice and loud. Let's go with the now former home jersey. And this is mine. Here you go.
wonderful.
So, a little bit of context there. I assume this was made at Real Sports. I don't know for sure.
Was it not given it to you?
It was given to me by Leafs TV.
Oh, this would be hilarious if it's fake.
Well, the
it's not
L is
fake.
coming off.
No, this is,
but wouldn't that be great?
It's pretty dirty too.
I have fake jerseys because when I started, I was like first year at a university or in university, and so
Right.
I bought them because that's all I could afford.
In the light now, it's amazing how not white any of the white is.
Is that makeup on it? Or did you use it?
You know what? Some of it probably is because I wore that on TV.
'Cause it's yellow, yeah,
when I
that
was with Leafs TV, and honest to God, I don't think I ever watched it.
That happens to my collars too. So
Yeah.
So no, this you're totally right in the terms of like it's a real jersey, but these shoulder patches show off what I was talking about with the screen printing. So this isn't textured, right? This is
Right.
just a printed paint or whatever it is onto ink onto it that you can smudge off and wipe off. So if you wash this over and over and over again, this is going to come off.
So
Wow.
the veins in the leaf
Yes, and so when you get
come off.
yeah, so
Really? You got one in your bag?
I'm grabbing a jersey to check.
that's cool. That's cool, man.
Wow.
Okay, so
Wow.
I have this St. Michael's Majors jersey because
That's a nice one.
the actual details on the shoulders are pretty intricate.
It's a clover leaf. It says Mississauga.
And then they have their coat of arms.
Yes.
But the thing is when you keep wearing these, this part will rub off.
So this is the shoulder patch. Will rub off.
Will just completely rub off and basically like be destroyed.
Oh my God.
Because of how cheap they make them.
By the way, everybody's gonna go home and check their jerseys now. I'm like, do I have a screen printed? Damn it!
Who do you got on the back?
I don't know. I bought this off eBay. I think it was the person who owned it originally. It was like $30.
Is that a game worn?
No.
okay.
It's just
Just
some
jersey.
guy. Yeah, it's Chouinard
Chouinard.
or something. And there you go. There's
Chouinard. Line mates with Belanger.
Belanger and Benoit.
But actually, I'm glad you brought this one because again, you have the weird
Color
nameplate
difference.
there.
Yeah.
And then see how your letters are coming off.
The L is coming off. Someone could very easily walk up to me and take an L.
So the reason that is because none of these are sewn on, right? So the stitching is like fake stitching onto the actual.
Wow.
Now, is
Yeah.
it fake?
Yeah,
Or
it's fake.
is it just. So this is fake?
No, this is a real jersey, but I mean the stitching itself
is fake. The name is.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
what you're saying. So,
So they have something that looks like stitching that they glue to the jersey.
yes.
Or
So
they stitched that one layer not on anything, so they can mass produce it. right?
Wow.
Yeah,
So this
'cause
isn't
is textured.
This isn't like they didn't go to some mall and have this done. It's just what you're saying is the real thing that you're buying in stores is cheap quality.
Yes.
That is what you're saying.
Let's talk about that before we pull out any more jerseys, because I'm sure it's getting a little bit confusing, especially if you're listening.
Leafs TV ripped me off.
I will do a video of this.
Yeah,
I just have
and
to
we're going to
get
feature that. We'll throw it up on our Reddit
You're
page.
doing one right now?
Yeah. Pull out an authentic. Do you have an authentic jersey?
Yes. So I'm gonna pull out something that you guys will probably laugh at because you brought it up.
I mean, Jesse's
few
wearing a
days ago.
Gustavsson jersey.
No, this is better. There's like 2 of these in existence.
Wow.
Why is it here?
Okay. So it gets better.
Do you want to explain what this is?
This is a well, I haven't seen the rest of the
We're not gonna
jersey.
show that yet.
Oh, okay. This is a Connecticut Whale jersey. Now, I don't know if it's American Hockey League.
It's the American Hockey League.
Now I do. So this is the former farm team of the New York Rangers,
Right.
and now it's an NWHL team. I think they use the same logo. I'm not 100% sure. They don't?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a logo guy too.
No, it's good, man.
Okay,
It's
okay.
fine. Tell us.
But
He might as well
correct
they
us,
don't.
man. I'm into
Sorry,
it.
sorry.
What's the matter with you?
That's why you're here. You're here to correct us. It's good.
I'm gonna just a quick background. So when I bought this, my girlfriend and I drove to Hartford to pick these up because we knew they were selling the jerseys, and it was the first time to actually be able to get those jerseys. And the details, like the waves and stuff, and the logo were pretty awesome, and we wanted to grab them. So
your girlfriend's in on this too.
I kind of brought her in on it. Yeah.
Nice.
And and she wanted to go on the trip too, so we went.
Yeah.
And so we went there, and because we knew they were going defunct, and we wanted to get this before it was gone, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity.
Smart.
And so we ended up driving right away. Got there like 4 or 5 hours before it happened. We drove overnight, and it opened at like 8. We were there at like 5.
Wow.
So we were sitting inside the
Jesus.
Civic Center, just waiting for the thing to open.
And where was there a lineup?
Yeah, we were actually the second people in line. The first people in line were there for equipment, not for jerseys. So we were fine. They were from New York, I think, or Philadelphia. I can't remember. But they were a lot closer than we were, and so they just wanted to buy equipment because they were selling off everything they had because they completely changed color schemes. So they went back to the Rangers color schemes.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is where I got this, and so I'll show you who's on the back. Which,
Okay.
I think I know.
I hope it's fun.
I'm guessing Wade Redden. You bet.
Wow.
Wade Redden.
And this is a game-worn jersey.
Yes.
Get out. So this is all the way authentic.
Yeah. This was bought off from their.
See, that's interesting because so I need to get your expertise on this.
Yep.
So you see the material they use here and the number. Maybe we'll hold it
Yeah,
up for the camera.
remember
here.
guys, before when we're describing it, let's talk about it too. So we're talking about the number. We're talking about
So the
Wade
material
Redden's
on the
number
number.
6. Yep.
And most importantly, the material on the whale here.
Shoulder
It's-
patch too. The big part's a shoulder patch.
On the New York Rangers
Yeah.
patch.
See, that looks sexy.
Yeah.
There's
But-
a real depth to that patch.
Yeah, because it's all stitched on and everything.
But the whale, though, see how it's like kind of wrinkled?
Well, that's because they wash it like thousands of times.
So that's why. Okay,
Yes.
because I see a lot of jerseys.
That do that.
I mean, there's just a sea of them at the ACC and like different, like a wide variety, right? The ones that are more wrinkled, to me, I look at that and automatically assume
They're
fake.
usually fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that just happens once or twice when you've washed
Or
one.
they come like that too. See, these, because the team washes these all the time, and they don't really, you don't really have to totally take care of these. If you do, I understand, but you can just wash them normally in cold water or whatever. So, because when we went to Ottawa last year and bought 67's jerseys, the barber pole striped ones, because they're barber pulled and striped, and they smelled horrible because they didn't wash them. So the first thing we had to do is take them back home and actually wash them.
Oh my god.
So
Equipment sales are treasure troves, man.
it depends on what you get. Yeah. So
I
all
went to
this
a Leafs
stuff
one.
was
They're
perfectly
great.
clean and wonderful and perfect, and it was great. So that was nice on that.
I saw a girl once. I'm fairly certain she listens to the podcast. So I bought a pair of
A girl has no name.
No, I will not name her. Because
It's a Game of Thrones joke. You wouldn't get it.
I'm sorry. I bought Tim Brent game used gloves.
Okay.
I think they were $125, but I mean, like for
Which is pretty good for
like $250 gloves or something like that, or $200 gloves, whatever. It doesn't matter. I wanted them. They're cool. I still own them. Still use them. They're ripped to hell, but who cares? This girl was a huge Luke Shen fan. She buys Luke Shen's gloves, reaches into the little pocket in the gloves, discovers his mouth guard's still there.
so gross.
Told the story.
And she tried it on.
That's awesome.
She tried it.
disgusting.
But yeah, a lot of the stuff stinks. But like, I know a guy who walked in there who got Mikhail Grabowski's skates, and he paid like $400 for them or something like that. But he's like, dude, these are $600 skates. And all I got to do is this, and that to them, mold them to my feet, and all of a sudden I got NHL skates.
Yeah.
You can find some pretty cool stuff at the.
It's useful as long as it's still intact. Now, with this jersey, okay, so you got an authentic jersey. What are we looking for when we're looking for if we want something that's authentic, that's going to last? And you said you don't even really need to take care of them because they're tough, right?
Well, I mean, they'll stain and everything, but you can wash them and just make sure that, like, as long as
wash them normally, you don't have to dry clean them.
Right. I haven't washed this because I haven't had to, and I don't wear it. It's a Wade Redden jersey, right?
Yeah.
And just to be like, I had when I bought this jersey, I bought 2 Chris Kreider jerseys, 2 JT Miller jerseys, and a Matt Zuccarello jersey.
Whoa!
But I made a mistake with the Zuccarello one, and I sold it to a guy in Norway for $500. Oh! Because he was
dude, that's whatever.
That's pretty good.
He was the biggest Zuccarello fan ever, and I told him, like, hey man, like, just don't sell this because I know it's worth more, you know it's worth more, but you have like the biggest Zuccarello collection of game worn jerseys you got. Just don't sell it on me. Last year he put it up on eBay for $1,200. Oh! I don't know what it sold for or if he did sell it, but I know he put it up, and I sent him a message. I'm like, what are you doing? Let me buy it back at least. And he never responded to me.
Of course not.
No.
What a jerk, eh?
Dude.
Yeah.
I want to show you this one. It's a Leafs away jersey, now an old one. And the reason I want to show you this is
You never wore that.
Never wore it?
I never saw you wear that.
I wear it sometimes. I'm afraid to wear it out because it's so white.
Yeah. You see so many people at the ACC with ketchup stains on their Maple Leafs jersey.
I generally won't buy white jerseys unless they're like
because stains.
It's a
Like
sore
this
point
one
with
was-
Mrs. Dangle.
Yeah, that one.
Because she got this for me. I want to show you this one because it was made at the NHL store in New York.
right.
Or customized or whatever. This is where I got it from.
Yeah.
So, and right away, the name patch seems different.
It is. So I don't know if it's right in terms of what it should be. It's still different than what mine is, right? So mine is the same material that's used on the back of the jerseys. So they have extra material of it.
Right.
And you can see that in the patch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But every team does stuff differently. Like some teams just don't use the back. I think the Red Wings just sew it right onto the jersey. So it's all different for every
Which
team.
I kind of like.
Let me hold
I
this
kind of
right
like
up to
that,
the-
'cause the big rectangle patch kind of looks weird, don't you think?
It's
With the name,
depends.
when it comes to the nameplate.
I understand why people do it, but so let me see it. Yeah, so I don't know if these are sewn. These aren't sewn. These are
Probably
glued.
not. Like,
No.
it's not an authentic.
Yeah, no, these are just glued. So this is just same with you. This is just the same. Like if you order from NHL.com, you'll get this customization. So this is like what you'll get. But
Because that comes from the NHL store.
yeah, so you'll probably get this at Real Sports too, or something very similar to it.
Okay. Well, because that other Leafs jersey was from Real Sports.
Yeah, it just depends on what they're.
But it's the mass-produced sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this price point would be what, 160 to 200, somewhere in there?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
I have not bought one of these. so
yes.
I can't tell you.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is funny. Now I want to get to that because what I really want to do with this whole segment is I want to direct people based on what their needs are. Because
Right.
one of the things that we found out is that anybody listening to the show, there were people that cared about the Fanatics thing a lot. And then there were people that didn't because they thought, well, I just want to wear the logo and I don't care. And
Right.
the price is the price and that's fine. And I'll probably replace it in a couple years anyway because they're going to change some little detail.
Right.
So what I want to know from you, you're a jersey collector. You buy authentic jerseys a lot of the time. You try to, right? How hard is it if I am a primo, I'm willing to save, I'm willing to spend big money. How am I going to find it? How much money is it? You got a Flyers jersey right here. I'm assuming that's a Giroux?
No,
No?
it's Brizgalov.
Oh.
So this is one of the reason I brought this out is because I don't always condone replicas. This is a replica jersey, and I was okay purchasing it because it's the Winter Classic one, which was actually made in Canada and not Indonesia like all the other ones.
It has a Canadian flag on it.
So
Interesting.
yes, so I'm gonna get to that point really quickly.
Cool.
And the reason I brought this out to show is because until the Capitals and Blackhawks Winter Classic, all the jerseys were made in Canada or they were made in Indonesia, but they were made of this material, which is different. And it's a thicker material. It's more closer to the actual jerseys. And so the actual jersey quality was way higher. And same with while the numbers and stuff aren't stitched, they're Actually, this one might be. Yeah, actually. So the actual like name is stitched on there, and it's still the fuzzy numbers and everything, but it is
like
layered.
felt. Yeah.
It is layered though, and it's not like the screen printed numbers.
Right.
That the other
There's
replicas
layered
have.
stitching. There's depth
Right.
to it. Okay.
So for Authentics, the weird thing about Authentics is not all stores carry them, and I mean stores as in actual stores.
And you're talking hardcore sports stores.
Well, there's barely any hardcore sports stores.
Left.
The actual jerseys, like the jersey stores, there's like ice jerseys, stuff like that. They'll have them, but they won't have all teams, and they won't have all like types. So third jerseys are kind of hard to come by, or specialty jerseys are hard to come by. There's a guy on eBay, and I mentioned it in the Reddit post called Jersey Baron, that has everything that no one else can find. So
Now, why does he have that?
Because he orders the minimum order for them, and the minimum order is something like 10 for each size per jersey.
Wow.
So he noticed that there was people who wanted this stuff, and so he has a warehouse of it in like Scarborough or something. And yeah,
Good business.
Yeah, and he's a great guy to deal with and everything. But he has stuff that no one else can get, like the All-Star jersey for last year with John Scott. Everyone wanted Authentics in the community. No one could find them anywhere. He was the only person to have them.
Crazy.
Wow. And it was tough for you to get your hands on an authentic All-Star jersey last year, was it not?
It was hard to get John Scott stuff.
It was almost impossible to get an actual authentic.
Why?
He was the only guy that had them.
Because nobody else
No
ordered
one
them.
else would order them. No, because a lot of the actual,
The All-Star jerseys probably don't sell either that much.
I thought last year's were great.
they were great, but I don't know. Anyway, go.
I couldn't tell you. A lot of the stores, the like NHL team stores, don't have authentic jerseys. They have the Indonesian made ones. Like Buffalo, the Sabres didn't have authentics. They had all Indonesian jerseys.
Wow.
So like actually finding an authentic, you got to do some research and find out. A lot of places online won't have the right picture of the jersey. It'll be like the stock photo.
And what
So
would be
you
the
have to
benefit to getting
call
one?
An authentic?
Yeah.
Just quality.
Just better.
Like, yeah, you don't get the printed arm shoulders. You get like actual sewn. You get thicker materials. The fight strap, I don't really care about. It's pretty annoying. But
So this is sort of what I was saying. Like, you're right. You're totally right.
yeah.
I just don't know if the general public cares.
No, I totally understand.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. The problem is, I'm going to pull something.
And that's why I was asking, like, if I am that person, and a lot of people who listen to this show are,
Yeah.
if you're seeking out a hockey podcast, then you are in the 1%, right?
Yeah.
Of hockey fans.
True.
So for us, it kind of matters. But we're gonna have the whole spectrum here. So I want to talk about all spectrums of
Get that
jerseys
out
and
of
how
here.
people can best spend their money. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
He just took out a Habs jersey. What are
So-
you doing?
So
Beautiful one.
the reason I brought this Habs jersey out is because it's a Coho jersey. So this was before the 2006-07 switch.
Wow.
And
Feel
is
it.
it who I think it is? It's Jose Tanner.
So if you feel this jersey, it's very close to an authentic jersey.
It's like
Yeah.
a sock.
Yeah.
It's very
It's like a hockey sock.
Yeah, and it's so this was the old quality. The logos were basically the same, but they're printed on. They're not printed on. They're glued on and heat pressed in. But the logo itself is very close to the actual jersey. I don't have shoulder patches on these, but I have a Coyotes one, and it's all stitched shoulder patches.
Wow.
So the difference is between these and the Authentics was a slightly thicker material. You had double stitched like elbows for the actual Authentics because of the wear of elbow pads and stuff like that. And you had a fight strap and you had different sizing. Like this is an XL or something like that versus number sizing.
I wanted to bring this guy to your attention because one of the things I talked about
That jersey looks like it needs a shave.
Oh, it sure does. It's
It's a Dangle Leafs jersey.
This is what I've used in videos for like the last
and it's
2 or 3 years.
It's the 1967 replica third jersey that they've been using that they used in the playoffs when
It's
they were
the one
in the
that
playoffs.
everyone has in Lupul.
Yeah.
Everyone
Right?
has this in
You're
Lupul
so
for
true.
some reason.
So true.
I was talking about how over the years, it seemed to me anyway, that the jerseys were getting thinner and thinner. And this was the
Absolutely.
first time I realized it.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe they are. And one of the things I have issues with this one is it pills like crazy. Like, see how the pieces are coming up?
So it gets little gnats in
Right,
it that
and
you got to kind of cut
And
out
there's,
or
like,
pick
more
out.
right here
And the
stuff
more
like
you
that.
Oh,
get,
that
the more
jersey's
you
covered.
the more you get when it comes to pilling, the more you'll have. Right.
And
I know it's video blogging, but I beat these things up.
Yeah.
I've sweat in every one of the 10 videos except one this year.
There you go.
And the reason I'll buy Authentics is to get away from this material basically. And like this is the old replica material, which doesn't happen to. It rips if you rip it, but it won't pill and get caught up on stuff like
So,
that.
Steve, maybe it's smart for you to get an authentic.
Honestly, it might be. Yeah, because it's a piece of equipment for me.
Yeah. And yeah.
You got to have connections to just get an actual Leafs like game worn jersey.
I
Come
think
on, man.
he's sitting next to me.
Hopefully Jersey Baron listens.
I think, yeah. What up, Dale?
Jesse wants to jump in here for a second.
So you mentioned the thinness of the jerseys. One of the thinnest jerseys that I've ever seen are the World Cup of Hockey ones.
Yeah, I brought my Team North America
so
one.
Do you want to take a look at this one?
Oh, he pulls out the Czech Republic.
This is not authentic. Okay, so
Oh, that's perfect.
There you go.
So
Okay.
the World Cup jerseys, which are shown here, are I think they are thinner in what you're talking about, the main materials, but I actually think these are higher quality than the normal NHL replicas. The shoulders are much nicer than the actual just normal shoulders on those, and I think these were actually kind of a step in the right direction.
Oh, wow.
They might have been a bit thinner in terms of like this material, which it is. You can see your hand through it.
Yeah.
But I actually thought these were a step forward. The logos were pretty good. Again, this is screen printed, so it's kind of iffy. But I don't have a huge problem with one of these. And actually, I bought my girlfriend
Oh, wow.
a Sweden one because she's a huge Sweden fan. And we tried to get the authentic, but they were sold out by the time we tried to buy one. You couldn't get blue and authentic.
Their logo's beautiful too. The Trey
yeah.
Kroner. Sorry, I'm just grabbing all your
No,
stuff.
it's all good.
It's
Sweden's
what would
hockey
you call it?
jerseys are
Textured?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Textured. So all that design in there, it's not just steam printed on. And I got my fingernail cut in your
Oh,
jersey.
don't worry about it. She'll never wear it anyways.
Oh, okay, great. It's textured. It's beautiful. The Team Czech Republic logo in person
This is authentic though.
is sick.
So I don't know what the other one does, but this one's really thick. Yeah, so I'm just showing the camera.
Wow.
But this jersey is very thick compared to all other ones, basically. And all the material of it, like I said in the post, how I think it would be hot to play in, but I'm not going to wear this playing hockey because there's only one of them I have. So, but there's some interesting things on it where sorry, I'm trying to spin it around. The Adidas is actually not sewn on, unlike...
Okay, so the World Cup one that we bought, the Adidas is sewn on and lifted, right?
Right.
There's that Adidas track pants sort of feel
Right.
to it.
Where the actual Adidas authentic one is, I think it's sublimated. The red is sublimated into the white or the other way around to get
And that's the one
look.
playing in.
That's right.
Interesting.
So Adidas
That's
does this.
the opposite of what you would expect.
Yeah.
Right. So I collect soccer jerseys too, and Adidas does this for their soccer stuff. The actual replicas are sewn on and thicker, and the real ones are actually a really thin piece of fabric glued onto the jersey.
Oh, wow.
So it's doesn't get in the way as much, and it's like looser and lighter.
Right.
But that's
It
how
makes
is.
game sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But these shoulders, I have to say, on the Authentics are pretty interesting and like they're like that on the replicas.
Tell us why.
too, but
What-
they're
what-
thicker. They're a new material that no one's ever seen before, and we're not sure where it came from or what the point of it is, besides kind of looking pretty. But it's like it's thicker. It's a different feeling material. You guys like can check it out, like, by all means. And it's different than what the normal shoulders are. And it's
It feels like it's several different. Yeah.
Actually, here, and I don't know how many more jerseys you want to pull out. I want to pull out two more.
Go ahead, keep giving
For a reason. So again, I said they were getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
This is the brand new logo jersey that I got.
Home jersey for Toronto Maple Leafs.
Home jersey, Toronto Maple Leafs. Mrs. Dangle ordered it off, I want to say Real Sports' website. Now, let me get the alternate.
Yep.
Because I think it's even thinner than that one.
Let's bring it out.
Here we go.
So the reason I haven't done this video yet is because I don't know why I took that out. Sorry. The reason I haven't done the video yet
right.
is because I don't have a replica jersey to compare it to. So I have to get one some way to actually do the video. But yeah, it does feel a bit thinner for sure. But the logo is weird because this logo is really thin, and as you can see, and it looks like almost a piece of paper. But some teams do use that in terms of like their actual logos and numbers. Some teams' logos are really thin. I think Toronto is one of the teams that has actual really thin.
Would that just be for ventilation purposes? You're playing hockey, you're hot, like
It is a big logo.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I know the Predators use a single layered piece of material now for their numbers and their
Really?
nameplates. Their nameplates are sewn on, but the actual numbers are sublimated into the nameplate. So there's no not numbers. The actual letters themselves are sublimated into the nameplate. So there's no like actual letters sewn on there for their names or anything like that. It's all sublimated. The detailing on it is all sublimated, and that's how they get the guitar strings on them. I don't know if it's three whatever
Yeah.
it is. But there's lines on there to represent guitar strings, and it's all sublimated onto the actual number and then sewn onto the jersey. So like the Predators don't have triple layered numbers, which they look like. They're single layered with sublimated designs, which is also kind of interesting because their AHL team, the
Norfolk?
Admirals,
Yeah.
their entire numbers are just cut out into squares and sublimated into a square and sewn onto the back of the jersey. So there's no actual number anymore on their AHL teams, like sewn number.
It's just
It's a square piece of jersey material with the number sublimated onto it, sewn onto it.
wow.
Because they're cutting costs that way, and it's easier to make, and they can just take it
Wow.
off and put another one on.
So tell me this. Okay, we've gone through all these jerseys. I hope this hasn't been too confusing to listen to. Definitely check out the visual part of the show, which, by the way, is on YouTube. And Jesse will have him edit just the jersey part of this episode so you can watch that separately. What I want to know from you is, where am I wasting my money? If I am buying a Leafs jersey, if I'm buying an any team jersey, is there a price point at which it becomes the smartest buy, the best buy for a fan?
So I get that question kind of asked a lot in terms of why do you buy these compared to these, or like what's your opinion on them? And it's, to be honest, it's all personal choice. If you don't want to spend $300, by all means, I don't spend $300 on all my jerseys. I get them for $120, sometimes $80, depends on where you get them. If they're on sale,
$1,200 from Norway.
I have never spent that. But it's all, if you want to support your team and you want to support a player, you can get a replica. Like, I'm not going to say anyone's worse than someone else, because it's all personal preference. Like, it makes no difference to me or anyone else at the end. It's, are you happy with your purchase? And that's it. For me, when I buy jerseys, I just see the difference in price worth it for the quality you get. Made in Canada is nice as well, and it's just something that's going to last me a long time. But I also know it's going to sit in my closet with a bunch of other ones that are pretty similar to it.
Right.
Right, and some of mine have
Because you're building a collection,
yeah,
right?
You're right. And so if I'll wear them to the game. If I go to a game, depending on what it is, I won't wear the red one. That one's never coming out in public until today.
I'm glad that you brought it. I'm surprised, actually.
I always get anxious when I see someone wearing an autographed jersey at a game or in public.
Yeah, it's
autographed.
Yeah.
Put it away. Hide it.
But I'm sorry I can't really answer your question
okay.
in terms of like what you think is worth it.
It's based on what you need.
Right.
For the average fan, though.
Yeah.
For the average fan that doesn't care.
Then keep wearing a jersey and keep enjoying it.
And do you think the Fanatics because we talked about the sizing change, and I know we don't know everything yet.
Right.
From what we know, is it because you said in the post it's a bit of a confusing deal, right?
Right.
Business wise, why is that deal confusing for you?
Adidas just signed on for a new deal to make the jerseys. And the thought was the whole reason you sign on to get your logo on the jersey is so you can sell the replicas. Because you're not making any money with the authentics. Not enough people buy them. But the replicas are what the huge push is, right? It's in every store. There's thousands of them. So why would Adidas sign that deal to be the jersey manufacturer supplier and then not sell replica jerseys?
Question for you. Is there a chance that Fanatics makes a replica jersey with the Adidas logo on it?
I couldn't tell you that. I don't think so. Because the whole thing
think
says
so.
No,
it's
I don't
all
know.
Fanatics.
Right.
So
it's a Fanatics brand. That's it.
yep.
I'm kicking myself because I have the world of like Nike Hockey Canada stuff at home, and I didn't bring it.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's like what? Why'd you say
I'm sure
man
he's-
though? Like, is it good? Better? Worse?
I kind of like Nike jerseys, but just a second.
And I have a fight strap
Team Canada.
authentic Marie-Philippe Poulin Team Canada jersey.
Whoa.
Nike, there's a lot of discussion in the jersey community about how bad Nike jerseys are because they fall apart really easy. And if you guys want to feel this, it feels pretty awesome.
Wow. And is this unauthentic, by the way? This is a
Yes.
Team Sweden.
This is a Team Sweden game issue jersey from a world championship.
It even
some year.
here right into the microphone. Like it sounds like a parachute. Those
According-
parachutes that you played with in
Yeah.
school.
According to Nike, it's all recycled materials. So I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Same with their soccer jerseys. That's their whole push of all our jerseys come from recycled materials. So the reason I pulled this out is because I'm a huge fan of Nike and the Team Canada stuff. I have 2 Team Canada authentic jerseys from the last Olympics.
Sochi, yeah.
Yeah, so I have the black one and the red one. But I love the material and I love the cut. The jersey I'm wearing right now, the Denmark one, is also cut the same way. And I just think it looks really, like the way the shoulders are and everything just fits really nice. Now, I know Nike was going for the jersey rights. Nike, before the 2006 thing, when they made jerseys like Coho did and everyone else, had amazing replica jerseys. They were great. They had fantastic quality. They were awesome jerseys. Ducks authentic jerseys, the eggplant ones with Nike, fetch a pretty penny.
Eggplant. Is that what they call the old mask?
No, the color.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think they mean eggplant Fridays. Eggplant.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, what?
Sorry. The purple.
The dick
purple
jerseys. No, they don't mean
the dick emoji jerseys.
So yeah, the purple jerseys with Nike, and Nike was a big thing about that. So Nike's replicas recently have taken a huge dive as well. So the one Team Canada's haven't though. There's two Team Canada's and USA's have different replica jerseys compared to every other country. And no one really knows why. For the Olympics, Team Canada's and USA were made in China, I believe, or Indonesia, one or the other. I can't remember. But all the other ones were made in Canada. But those jerseys were all sublimated designs without any sewn on things, or they were glued on things. Like, so the numbers of this jersey aren't actually sewn. They're glued.
Okay.
And that's it. And sorry, not the numbers, the letters.
Okay.
So when the Olympics happened, the actual jerseys that you could buy only in Sochi were made in Canada for every team but Canada and the US. But Canada and US had sewn like logos and everything, and they fit the proper way. All the other teams didn't. They were all like a different cut and they didn't fit, so the shoulders didn't line up right. And so no one knows why, and no one knows why Nike's doing this. And so Nike, I was hoping Nike was going to get the contract because I wanted to see what they would do with North America, because I think this stuff is really cool, even though it does rip, and you can see that in the Olympic game ones where just arms are like torn off. But it's just one of those things where, like, the consumers, no one really cares about them because you can't order them.
Right.
Like, when the Olympics happened, I put down like about $3,000 aside to buy one of every team's jersey, like an authentic one.
Wow.
And I couldn't get them. No. They never sold them.
So that's $3,000 you were just going to say, here you go.
Yeah.
And they never sold them.
So
there's nothing more it's very frustrating to want something and not have the money. It's, I think, just as frustrating to have the money and you're dying to give it to them, but they won't let you.
So the only way to get those was to buy the game warrants through auctions later on.
Whoa.
So those Slovenia jerseys, if you get a hold of one of those, you're like, that's worth a ton.
Don't sell them to anyone from Norway.
Yeah. And then the Russia ones with the bird,
Yeah.
those were huge too.
Well, yeah, it was in Sochi, right?
And so the jersey I'm wearing now is, I made it myself. Like, I found I didn't sew it, but I found a manufacturer that could do the cut that I wanted to do that matched the Olympic jerseys. Because I couldn't buy these jerseys that I wanted to. So I had to find a company that would make them, and I did the logos myself. So the logo right here isn't the Denmark affiliation logo because that was copyrighted. So I redid it to make it my own thing so I can wear them. And so I could get them made because I'm not using copyright images and stuff like that.
Wow.
Speaking of made in Russia, I do have one more.
Is that made by Lutch?
I don't know. This is a KHL. This is a Dynamo Minsk jersey. Pecorine on the back.
NHL All-Star Pecorine.
NHL All-Star Pecorine, and it's got a fight strap.
Yeah. So these are made by Lutch, and they're really high quality. They're really good.
I think
That's the same too. I have a Tarasenko like that.
Yeah, it feels
From
like
Moscow.
the highest quality jersey I have, actually.
Yeah, they're really, Lutch does some awesome work. You can get them in the States through Lutch USA and through Canada.
Is that lightning bolt logo?
Yeah, it's LutchSports.ru, but they actually have a US one too. So you can actually, Lutch is amazing. And I say that because any team that they supply right now, you can go to their website and buy the exact jersey that they'll wear on the ice with the exact customization straight from their site. Which
Wow.
this is. And then you can get the sponsor logos on it or not.
So they get it and they make it easy.
Yeah. And they have replica ones where it's not the exact same. So the numbers or the logos might be sublimated on, but it's like, that's what they're offering. But then you can get these. And the price of these, I think for authentics, are like $180
Wow.
compared to $300.
And
US,
the
mind
Russian
you,
jerseys are really cool.
Oh, and I
they're
got
so
this. Cool. I got this fairly cheap at not Comic-Con. Is that what it's called?
Fan Expo.
Fan Expo. That's
where
what
I bought mine too.
I got it
Bought
for
from your
what
friend.
did you say? $1.80?
Yeah.
I think I got it for less than that. And that's
We bought
that's
it
where you
same
got your-
day. That's where I got the Tarasenko because I decided I was going to be a CKSAM fan, and I am. Sort of. But
I wear this around the house a lot.
Yeah, that's a great jersey. They're fantastic, and there's the Sochi hockey team. So Lutch makes them. So I'm trying to get one. I'm waiting for the Black Friday sales. But then I'll probably end up with one of those.
Sochi,
Amazing.
HC.
So if anybody wants to find you talk about jerseys, you talk about more about this stuff, and I know that there are hardcore ardent hockey fans, jersey people, logo people that would be so interested in this. How do we find you?
So I have a website called hockeyreviews.ca.
Okay.
Which does equipment reviews.
Okay. What's your Twitter name for anybody that doesn't know?
Crap.
Yeah, you don't know your Twitter name.
So I changed it because it used to be MattSave1, but I changed it because of my hockey reviews thing.
Right.
Because I just started that like 6 months ago, so I'm not sure if it's switched or not. Is it still MattSave1? So MattSave1 on Twitter.
And your YouTube channel?
Again, if you search my name, Matt Hills, it will show up.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Or Matt Hill's jerseys, probably.
No, I honestly don't do a lot of stuff for jerseys in terms of posting.
I think you should.
I was gonna do the one video of like the differences between them all, but then I didn't have that replica one, so I haven't actually made it yet.
I'm gonna make you do something
You
right
brought
now.
in a bag of videos today. You know that, right?
This
Yeah.
is
Do
this
one
is a
on each
series.
thing.
I'll go to Sport Check like sometime this week and go buy one.
There you go.
But
Here's the other thing. I'm giving you homework, okay?
Sure.
I want you to do a video, like the videos Steve does on the hockey trade tree, basically, right? That comes out of the one that the Berube Fuhrer Vincent Damphus trade.
The Oilers
That's
Leafs blockbuster.
Yeah. I want you to do that and explain to us visually, because you did it so well on Reddit, explain to us visually how the hockey brands have changed since 2008. Because one of the most interesting parts of your Reddit thing that we don't have time for is who owns Bauer? Why is its parent company and not Bauer in bankruptcy or insolvency, I guess. What happened to formerly massive brands like Yofa, like Easton, like Mission. Where are these brands? What are they doing now? And I think it's actually really, really interesting how that all broke down. The business part of it is fascinating. So can you do that?
I can see what I can do.
All right, because I think it would be.
The answer is yes, man.
The answer is yes.
Like you got to do it.
Promise everything. I'll
You got to do it.
No, because what I was going to say, and I'll say it now into the camera. That's passion. That's passion. What he's got. If he sounds a bit psycho, yeah, he is. That's what passion is.
Collectors.
Being a little bit psycho.
Now,
You gotta know this stuff inside and out. You got a passion for this,
before we
man.
get to
Make videos.
the press conference here, and we're going to have you in on the press conference, my question to you was the James Reimer doll, which, by the way, was number 1151 of 2000. So it was rare.
It was numbered.
I don't know if 2000 of anything's rare, but hey,
Kiss my ass.
was it worth it?
I mean, look what's on the table right here. I'm obviously going to say if you likes it, yeah, it's worth it. If you gotta buy it. If you want something and see it, you got to buy it, or else you might not get it. But before we're done, I got to show you guys one other thing.
One more thing.
Two other things.
Two other things.
So I know you guys hate the Sabres.
Well, we have to.
So
By rights.
Like with most things, Buffalo, I don't even think of them.
the ugliest jersey that's come out in the last like 6 years.
Yep.
You think that's uglier than the Buffa Slug?
That was over 6 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
But this thing is horrible. But it's a Josh Georges
Ooh.
with the crazy assistant patch. So
That was the assistant
Wait,
patch.
they wore that on the shoulder?
So if you were an
the
assistant
captains
captain?
had the C's. It originally had like more detail and more colors, and then they just put it down.
Yeah.
Then they just put it down to one because I think the equipment manager complained.
Oh, wow.
But so this is a game worn. Once they announced that these were done, I made sure to get one. I tried to get like an Anders Lindback, and then I was like, I missed it a bunch, and then I just like, oh, Josh Georges. So I grabbed
Take
this.
it. That is cool.
So the one story behind this, and it's kind of different, like separate. I was at a game last year, the final game of the year, where they have a jersey off your back program, where they give away a jersey of the players to someone in the seat.
I've been to a couple final games of the season, and what they do sometimes, I don't know if the Sabres did that with the Leafs, they would bring these kids out onto the ice, and like I remember Wade Belak taking his jersey off after the game and handing it to the person.
So it's exactly what they do. So my great neighbor gave us tickets, my girlfriend and I, and we were in the 200 level or whatever, and we're sitting there, and the person next to us got Rasmus Ristolainen jersey. And I was like, I'm wearing the Georges right now. And I was like, the whole time, I said to my girlfriend, like, I'm glad someone else got that because let's be real, I'm probably one of the least people in this room or the stadium that
deserves
needs
it. Yeah.
But I really wanted to walk down there with a Josh Georges jersey and walk by Josh and be like, man, can you sign this thing? And then just go over to Rasmus and take the jersey off. I thought it would be a great story.
That would have been cool. That would have been really, really cool.
And then, so I got to show you one more thing. I don't know if you guys mentioned this,
Whoa.
but last year,
What the
What is
there was
this?
a Cat in the Hat jersey in the ECHL.
Did we do that?
I don't know if you guys mentioned it.
I
know
don't think
Greg-
we did.
I know Wyshynski mentioned it.
Probably.
And I can't. They're in North Dakota. I
Oh,
think.
that is so cool.
I can't remember what they're actually called right now, but the logo is different. So when this came out, my girlfriend said to me, like, "I want one of these. Can you get me one?" And I looked for it. So they were selling them after the thing. They sold. It's 20-hour drive. So I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Then they sold them online. They all sold for over $1,000. And then
No.
So I was like, okay, I'm not buying you $1,000 ECHL jersey. Sorry.
Fair.
So I made her this up with a different logo because I couldn't use our logo and I put the fish in the bowl.
Right.
But I thought it was pretty great.
So you made that.
Yeah, I got. I
That's
didn't
really
make
cool, man.
it, but I got the logos all done.
You had it made.
photoshopped them,
Yeah.
Good enough.
And just so she could have one of these. And our idea is to bring it to a game where Luongo is and show him the thing.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's a great idea.
My God.
What are you going to try to get your hands on one of the Harambe?
No. I think that's that's been beaten.
Dead trend.
Oh, it is dead. That's what we're so upset about.
I never
Sorry.
I never jumped onto that bandwagon.
Jesse,
No,
come on up
I
here.
kinda
Let's
hate
do the press
it.
conference.
The presser.
Whatever. You can leave them there if you
One
want.
yeah,
Question
One-
from the guy is here 16 on Twitter. How much money have you spent total on all of your jerseys?
I honestly have no idea.
It's probably better that you don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Between $5,000 and $10,000.
I'd say under 5.
Under 5.
Under
Wow.
5.
Wow.
Okay.
The most I've ever spent on a jersey was actually my girlfriend's Washington Capitals Winter Classic authentic jersey. So I've spent more on that than I have game warrants. So
Wow.
because there was only one way to get it through that Jersey Baron guy, and she really wanted. Actually, I should have brought this up in the previous one. The replicas for those jerseys were so bad that the W actually sounded like crinkling paper. It was so thin and terrible. And I showed her this. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting you a replica. You're getting the real thing.
Yeah.
And so I bought the real thing.
I'm sure she hated that.
Yeah. And so I bought her the real thing, and it doesn't crinkle. It's a thin piece of, I can't remember what they're called, but like it's the same as number material. It's thin, but it doesn't crinkle. Whereas the actual ones crinkle. So if you ever see Washington Capitals Winter Classic jersey in a store with the big W on the front, go up to it and crinkle the logo, and you'll see how cheap they are.
Oh, that's
I'm sure
such a shame.
owners will love that.
Yeah.
If you put me in charge of if you go, Steve, you can redesign one jersey in the NHL. I would take that wicked White House with the eagle in it that the Capitals have on the shoulder, and I would make it their logo. I would
It's
make it their
that is
main
cool.
logo. It's the coolest thing.
It is.
Could be
It
the
is
coolest
America.
logo in the league.
It's so America.
It should be obnoxious America.
Yeah.
With the eagle and everything.
One more. It's from Meathead on Twitter.
Hey, meathead.
Of all the jerseys collected, which one is your unicorn?
So, the Wade Redden one's pretty up there, because I think Connecticut went through 4 or 5 different jerseys in 3 years or 4 years. It was ridiculous.
They had like a really vibrant green one, I remember.
Yeah, they had the first year they went through 3 because they couldn't get Reebok to actually build the correct cut jerseys in time.
Oh.
So they had older style, like older fitting, baggier ones before they went to the slimmer design for half a season. And those ones sell for stupid amounts. There's a Ryan McDonough one. I know it went over $2,000.
Whoa.
So for me, based on rarity, it's got to be the Redden, the Kreider, and the Miller jersey I have, which are all Connecticut Whale ones, just because they didn't exist for very long, and there's maybe like 3 or 4 of each of them.
And what a crop.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
they,
Really
had a crop.
Pretty
you know,
good.
You know what the worst part is? I saw a guy on the rack named Cam Talbot,
Who's that?
and I said, "Oh, he's going to be nothing. Don't worry about it." And he didn't play in the NHL at the time, so he was like one of the cheaper deals. Like when I bought that, it was $250 for anyone who's played in the NHL, and then it was $200 for they haven't, or if you buy 2, it becomes $175 each. And I said no to Cam Talbot because I had no idea who he was.
I have 3 regrets. Three regrets. So one is I had 2 Ovechkin Young Gun rookies. I sold one in his sophomore year when he took a bit of a downturn. That was a mistake. I still have one though, so I still have that. So that's good. I once traded a rookie card for a Felix Potvin card with a piece of game used stick in it. That rookie was on the Boston Bruins at the time. His name was Phil Kessel. That was a mistake. Hey, man, if I knew he was going to be a Leaf, I would have never done it, but whatever. And number 3, I had a guy who, again, I had never heard of. I'm like, he probably won't turn out to anything. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Dustin Byfuglien. Oh. Dustin, I remember Byfuglien? He's not going to.
To be honest, I didn't know who Matt Zuccarello was at the time when I was there.
You just lucked out,
someone told me to get his jerseys, and so I specifically got them.
I remember I had a video. It was either an LFR1 or LFR2 where I talked about him because he was the new Fabian Brunstrom. He was the new guy coming out of Europe who was just going to tear the league apart.
But he actually did.
And the bastard did.
Because Fabian Brunstrom was a Leaf, so of course he didn't.
Fabian Brunstrom was very briefly a Leaf.
Yes.
In my defense, that was the John Tortorella Rangers, where he wouldn't want any young players to be on the team. Hence Chris Kreider, JT Miller, Zuccarello stuck in the minors.
Holy shit. Zuccarello, Miller, Kreider, Talbot, McDonough.
McDonough was in the NHL at that time.
Oh, okay. Who else we got? Like that was a team.
Yeah.
I don't remember them ever being very good.
That is the team, the current team.
I don't remember them being very good is the weird part.
I don't think they were.
Wow.
What the hell? Minor league hockey's weird.
Well, God, honestly, we got to thank you so much for coming all the way here. We know you took a day off work.
I have vacation time.
Well, most people would not take their vacation time to spend it with us. We have trouble enough with our own fiancés and wives doing that. So thank you so much for coming in and shedding some light on this. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting to know that from a jersey collector, someone who knows stuff about this, that maybe we don't know enough about the Fanatics deal to be upset about it. B, if you're worried about quality of your jersey, then go for more authentic stuff. But if not, if you don't care and you're going to change it in a couple years anyway, don't bother.
If you're happy with it, then keep it. You're fine the way you are.
There you go. Steve, any parting thoughts today? What did you learn?
I learned that I don't really know much about jerseys.
Oh my God, I know nothing. I know nothing.
I know dick all. I know never to sell anything to anyone from Norway.
Lying Norwegians. They were the Vikings, right? They came in and they pillaged.
They pillaged your wallet.
That's right.
And trust.
Yeah.
Shouldn't pillage someone's trust.
I did a nice thing.
Yeah, and also Matt is a beauty because he drove here from freaking St.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
That's an hour and a half at least.
Thank you so much. And hey,
if you're gunning it,
if people still have questions for you on our Reddit, on the Reddit post that you made on our page, will you keep answering them?
Yeah, for sure. I know just really quick, someone asked me about sizing. I'm probably the worst to do with sizes because I buy anything, whatever, I don't care. I'll wear a goalie cut, I'll wear a 46. I don't care about the size. So I'm the bad person to ask for that.
Usually a good thing with sizing is try it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the one thing
can't fail.
There is a subreddit called Hockey Jerseys. So I'd suggest people check that out.
It's not just under hockey?
I know what Steve's doing tonight.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. Guys on there are pretty helpful in terms of being able to answer those questions because I can't.
By the way, you and your girlfriend probably need to probably put a ring on that because there are very few girlfriends who are going to get jersey crazy like you're jersey crazy with you. So I think that's meant to be. Congratulations to the two of you.
Get a jersey, make the nameplate say ring, and then make her put it on. That's the ring.
Wow. Steve Dangle, everybody.
It's funny
Romance.
she's going to hear this and she's going to really hate it too.
Why? Oh, she's going to hate it?
Yeah, she's going to hate this conversation.
Oh, why? Does it make her more uncomfortable?
No, she doesn't want it at all.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want to get married. She doesn't believe in that whole thing. So.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But
Well,
no, the only reason I brought it up is because she's gonna be like, "What the hell? Why didn't you say anything?" 'Cause everyone comes up to us always and is like, "When are you getting married? When are you getting married?"
Oh,
when are you
okay.
getting married?"
Oh, don't worry. He explained that you're totally uninterested.
Yeah.
So that's good. If I can get some cheap plugs in,
Please.
before the end of the show.
it is your show.
Will this be up before the game tonight? Probably not, right?
No.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to be on the Leafs pregame show tonight on Sportsnet, so that's going to be cool. There's going to be a video on that video will go online after. That'll be on the Sportsnet YouTube
So we will
channel.
be able to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So look for that. And it's going to be about a blog that I wrote last night. It's finally up now. The title they gave it was Maple Leafs glut of forwards could help fetch a defenseman, which is sort of what I said. So therefore, it's a sort of effective.
That's the kind
headline.
of title I'd click on because they'd be like, trade? There's a trade?
I'm in.
Trade? I'm like a seagull when it
and
comes
the
to
video
trades.
actually starts with, the Leafs are making a huge trade. I'm just kidding.
Good.
What I did was all that talk from the last couple podcasts where I've been like, they have this winger, that, and I go down like 3 dozen guys. I actually write down all 3 dozen guys. I color code it by who is going to be around for more than a year. Restricted free agents, unrestricted free agents, guys they have the rights to, guys who are buried. And I basically, at the end of it, go, well, someone's got to go. So that's out there. And also, you should spend all your money on jerseys. Mm-hmm. But if you don't do that and you have some money left over, you should definitely go to teespring.com/LFR10 and get some snazzy LFR paraphernalia.
Jesse.
We got shirts, we got sweaters, we got mugs, and we got stickers.
If I want quality, Teespring's where I'm going, right? Quality t-shirts.
Tell them, Matt.
Yeah.
Tell them!
Absolutely.
Wow. All right.
Matt wants a shirt.
Yeah. I think Matt's getting a shirt. Matt, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you guys
And
for
again,
having me.
check out Matt's post on Reddit if you haven't. It's our Reddit page. Thank God you put it on our Reddit page. I feel honored and blessed. It's actually fascinating. And we're expecting more videos from you.
Twitter handle.
Twitter handle. One last time.
Matt saved one.
There you go.
And if you don't check him out, let me ask you something. What's the matter with you?
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.